Hello everybody, and welcome to Internet Remix Creative Club, a stream we host sometimes where we make things, which is pretty neat. I'm your host, Crimes Trzynski, and I am joined by my co-host, Queen Creeps.
Yes, it is I, the daring duo Claire Tricks and Pound Sterling.
Claire Tricks and Pound Sterling at your service. Yes, it is, there are more people here, but since they're only gonna be here to write their own things and then scram, they don't count as my co-hosts.
No, we're just your art monkeys.
You're just my art monkeys. I am joined... Oh my god. Okay. I am joined by one Juno.
Okay.
And I am joined by an Anne.
Hi.
Hi. The way this works is, I've made some prompts, and, the idea is that you make something. It doesn't necessarily have to be based off of these prompts, but you make something in 45 minutes. And then, we show what we made, and then you guys send in the stuff you made. You specifically send it to Queen Creeps or myself. I usually say send it to Bro, but Bro Dingles isn't here, so send it to me or Queen. But either way, you guys send stuff, and after we're done sharing our stuff, we show what you guys have made. Woo!
I guess we could.
For whatever reason, okay, I know why. I'm sorry, I'm about to completely switch fucking gears. So everyone's talking about monkeys. And, like, a couple weeks ago, for whatever reason, like, somebody reminded me of, in, like, 2004, they were trying to advertise for Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube. So there was this website dedicated to, like... It's like the guy who loved Super Monkey Ball so much that he decided to live in a ball, and it's just a series of videos of this fucking dude in one of those plastic balls going around his college campus. What is the real adventures of Paul, the guy who loved Super Monkey Ball Deluxe so much that he decided to live in a ball, and that's it. That's the whole song. Anyway, they're great. You should look them up. They're very funny, and they're from 2004, so there's a strong chance that many of you have not seen these because I'm ancient. Anyway, none of this fucking matters. I just had to explain this fucking, like, brain rot that I'm having right now. I'm combining the youthful phrases like brain rot with me talking about videos from before YouTube. I'm getting off track. Right, so the prompts. Let's talk about the fucking prompts. So tonight's prompts are endings. That's right, bitches. I'm here to make you sad. Or it could just not be sad. You don't have to have the endings be sad. They could be a pleasant ending. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. Illness, this is just the Camp Streamix prompt I put in. I don't know, write me like a hurt comfort fanfic. Actually, I just realized I don't have to write something. I can just use the Camp Streamix story I wrote that actually that's basically a hurt comfort fic and actually works for this prompt. So if what I'm trying to do doesn't work out...
Doesn't have to use arms.
Yep. Telephone. Stop calling, I don't want to talk anymore. Stop checking Twitter, you guys. This could be, you know, people trying to connect and failing. This could be literally about a person using their phone. This could be about someone being really obnoxious because they won't stop Pokemon going to the polls. I don't fucking know. Live your best life. I want to make sure I can get as many aged references in here as possible to really establish that I'm old. Anyway, so, world building. Alright, bitches, I know you've got pantheons. Tell me about them. I know you're really excited to tell me about the pantheons. Just so fucking excited about those pantheons. World building 2, Electric Boogaloo. How do families, marriages, and other relationships operate in your society? And here's some dramatic statements. You always smile like you're about to cry. Oof. I should thank you, but I won't. Incorporate this line. Don't you know who I am? Yep, just don't care. I fixed you breakfast. I know it's just a bowl of cereal, but it's the only thing I won't burn. So, woo! Those are your prompts, full of possibilities and excitement. You have 45 minutes to make something based on these things. I hope you're excited. All right.
Here we go.
And we
Let's
are
see
gonna
what we can
set
do.
the time right about now.
The hard
Right.
part is getting started.
Mm-hmm.
Get started, Juno.
I am getting started. I'm trying to think about what I want to do.
Be quicker, Juno.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to tell me to be quicker. When I'm motivated, I'm fast.
Hey.
The problem
Yeah.
is, these days I haven't been motivated.
Nah,
It's
I get
okay.
you.
You're doing your best.
Yeah. The most motivated I've been was working on that Friday Night Funkin' mod, but you know.
You've been doing good. I want to see more lesbians.
Excellent.
God, Juno, do you have any characters that aren't lesbians?
Yes, actually, several.
It's like, I have Edward, he's gay.
I have Edward. He's gay. Yeah, man, Jane's sister Stephanie is a huge flaming bisexual. Let's see. Let's see. Meanwhile, we're enjoying Kristen's beautiful typing ASMR.
Listen, Alex isn't here to provide the typing ASMR. Someone has to do it, and it may as well be me.
That's how you know the gears have turned in the old Crimes Straczynski's mind.
Mm-hmm.
That was on our keyboard. Those are the gears. Draws a picture of Haley Huang wearing a face mask. Hey, wear your mask.
Wear your mask!
Wear your mask. I live in an urban area.
I swear I wrote... Kreen and Kristen are the two that will be reading the stuff, yes.
Unless by some miracle someone else shows up.
Unless by some miracle someone else shows up, but I wouldn't hold your breath.
Oh, Alex is not here because the Decepticons came and stole his voice.
They stole his voice. Mm-hmm.
Now
Yeah,
Megatron
even
owns
if Alex
Alex's
was
voice.
here, he would not be allowed to read.
The doctor's orders.
Doctor's orders. Yep. So, I guess, so really, you don't get to request readers, you get to be like... You're better off just giving voice types so Queen and I can, like, bounce between them. Try to
Queen
figure
and
out
Kristen
what
just
we're
like, just
doing.
freaking, just passing around fanfics like a tote, like a big old toque.
If me and Kristen had been born the same year, we would have absolutely done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're passing around fanfics like a bong.
I would have been Kristen's proofreader.
Yeah, honestly, whenever I hear stuff about, like, Queen's previous fandom internet lives, I'm like, if we'd been the same age at this time...
If you kiss me, I'll become pregnant right here, right now!
God, and God, so fucking good, holy shit!
Oh my god.
But if you kiss me, look...
I'll become pregnant. Can u get pregante.
Pregante. Also, Sleepy says, can't wait to draw Edward and Bo in a hot tub. You're talking my language.
Hey, if you want Edward and Bo in a hot tub, well, you know, swing by on Thursday. We got special things going on.
You might see a boob.
You might see Edward's glorious man tits. Listen, he gets an attack +6 he don't get that attack +6 boost from Swift Sparrow 3 don't come from nowhere.
The magical art of fanfic logic. Pregnant. So, my justification for that was I had a character called Crystal. I promise you, we did not name our cat after that character. But I had a character called Crystal, and she was a cat demon. She was half human, half cat. Ooh. And I wrote her as a self-insert for this series I used to watch called Nightmare. And one of the characters in it is an elf called Pickle. So I shipped them together and I wanted them to have a kid. But because I was only a young baby, I believe I was like 13, 14 when I wrote that, I obviously didn't want to write in the sex part. So I thought, what if they just kiss? And then it just happens.
Oh man, I started to write a thing, and my body is suddenly going, you know how you wrote all DMP shit today? And I'm like, oh man. I don't think I have the arms to write, even though I wanted to write.
It's
Write
okay.
a
We'll
poem.
take up the mantle of writing about the West Side Story dance number.
Thanks, that's really kind of you. Like, as you know, the West Side Story dance party and dance number was next for DMP. No, I have a thing. I have a thing that honestly works for the prompt, so I'll probably just like read this thing I wrote a very long time ago that never made it to the public.
Listen, don't you know that's why Chaos God ripped the void out of Murder God's chest? It's just turned the entire show into just West Side Story.
Yeah.
But sorry guys, spoiled DMP. I can't believe it.
Whoa.
How dare you? We were so close.
We were so close.
We're so close. No.
This is why you aren't a
No.
real gamer girl, Haley.
Hey.
What? What? I'm right.
First of all, I've been playing games longer than you was alive. Well, you were
Yes,
alive
but
longer
have you-
than I was.
I haven't seen you since you've gotten here touching a PS5. And look at me. I'm all over this thing.
Oh yeah, you and me, Rocket League, right now.
Game on. I've never played Rocket League. I have Rocket League, I've just never played it.
I haven't played it either. I just know it's the funny car soccer game.
Yeah, my friends used to play it a lot, and I just didn't get into it.
The physics feel. I love games with jank physics like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like TF2 has the funny ragdolls, which make you laugh when you die. All right, let's see. What can I do for these prompts?
It's National Sisters Day today?
Also, today is
Yay.
internet. I think today is National Girlfriend Day as well.
Nice.
I do not like that those two went hand in hand.
Totally unrelated from each other. Do not associate them with each other, because oh god, they just happen to be on the same day.
Yeah. National Sisters Day, when my sister lovingly informed me, hey, I might have COVID. Fun. And it's like, could you not tell me that on the other side of the door?
Barges into your room, breathing all her particles into all her particulates into your room. Hey, I have COVID.
God. No, my sister. Listen, I don't give my dance sister enough credit because she can be very horrible. But today she was a savior because she was at she works at a restaurant, and they all have to take COVID tests because obviously they're handling food and stuff. And you're supposed to wait half an hour after you take it. So everyone bins theirs after 5 minutes, and she's like, guys, what the hell, you're supposed to wait half an hour? And they're like, oh no, but it's negative, it's fine. So she walks past the bin later on and sees a positive COVID test. So everyone's forced to retake it again, and lo and behold, somebody's got it. So the whole restaurant got shut down.
God. Ow. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna stretch and I'm gonna start talking to the chat because I found the thing that I'm gonna. Sorry, God. So the thing I wrote is from a while back. So I was skimming through things and I found like, you know, as I'm splunking for this in my Google Docs, I'm like, oh, here's Atwis's initial Aletheus concept. Here's. God, but I found it. I'm kind of bummed out because initially I was thinking I was gonna write a song because, like, for whatever. So on very extremely rare occasions, my brain is like, I have a tune and I have a few words for you that sound cool. And I'll be like, wow, that's fucking neat. And every time that happens, I get mad. I hate when my brain gives me song shit because I do not I don't have the skill set for it. Like, I just have, like, the one phrase and, like, the one, like, hook, and that's it. And I hate it because it's, like, it's just interesting enough where my brain's like, that'd be cool to make. But I'm, like, man, when it comes to making a song, I'm not even, like, on training wheels. I'm not even, like, toddling. I'm, like, a baby infant laying on the blanket. And it's like, wow, maybe someday she'll learn how to crawl. I wanna believe. Anyway, that's my story.
Was Aletheus's original concept as he had 3 legs?
What?
I just like to picture from my mind for some reason now that Aletheus has 3 legs.
No, the concept was always lots of eyes, except for their main eyes, except for the spot where there should be eyes.
Those are just sunglasses.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yes. God, when I initially wrote Murder God's backstory, God, I was so close to just like saying shit, cause I'm just vibing with my friends who are in DMP with me, and they all know this stuff. So I'm just like, no, Kristen, you can't talk about it yet. You're so close, but you can't talk about it yet.
Oh man, I can't believe Kristen was the one who was about to actually spoil DMP.
You have 33 minutes left, Drifttail. But yeah, so when I initially wrote that thing, I was like I wrote a few lines, and in my head I was like, this isn't Atwis's voice. And then I was like, I don't know if they're ever gonna show up, but I really want Atwis to do it. But this was, 2018, so I was like, Atwis is too cool for me. I know we're in Tomb of Annihilation together, but why would they ever want to be in my stupid murder show?
And then they were in our stupid
So many
show.
DMP things basically boil down to me going, that person is too cool for me.
God, that's
Comes
such
in,
weird.
what's up, hoes?
Like, how did I fucking get here?
I still think Atwas is too cool for me. I
Atwis
remember being invited to the Brodingles and Kit wedding. And it was Bro who invited me, but when I found out Atwas was going to be there, I'm like, me?
It's okay, I understand. I am now, I would like to say, rather, Atwis is a close, dear friend of mine at this point. And I'm still like, to be fair, I'm like this about all of you guys. Fun fact, did you know that, in 3 days it will be my IR-versary? I first joined Internet Remix on August 4th, 2017. It's so close. So, that's pretty wild, but I'm always just like, how did I get here? Everyone here is so cool. Like, we watched The Lost World yesterday, me and all my friends that I became friends with on the internet somehow. They're so cool. How did we get here? God. Anyway, that's my cool story. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah.
I've been on a boat with Atlas.
You've been on a boat with Atlas?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't they smuggle you across the border?
Actually, they did smuggle me across the border. It was the border between Nevada and Arizona, but
It's fine.
Technically.
Listen. Now I'm just thinking about the fact that, like, of all the things the pandemic fucked, I am most mad about the fact that, like, I wanted to see a whole lot of you in person and I couldn't because of the pandemic.
Because darn COVID, darn
COVID.
doggone politicians treating the mask mandates like some sort of political circus.
It's dumb.
I'm mad, and it's been objectively bad so I'ma say it. I'm mad.
No, it's just fair. We're all mad.
God,
I'm-
because Darby's like planning on coming over here, and he messaged me going, "Hey, so we want to do another meetup. Do you want to come?" And I'm like, "I'd love to," and I didn't say this next spot to him. The problem is, London's a fucking like nuclear
dish.
mine right now. Like London's the worst place. So like I'm vaccinated. It should be okay-ish because by then more people will be vaccinated. But
I am vaccinated. I can lick a doorknob.
I can also lick a doorknob.
It sure is exciting to be able to lick doorknobs. I'm remembering. I think we were like either just starting or right in the middle of Haley's arc when this all like started really cropping up, and I just remember being like, okay guys, shit's getting bad. Don't talk about the pandemic when we go on stream. I don't want to, I want us to be a break from it and try to, let's have at least one place where we're not talking about like the world exploding. And at the time, I was thinking to myself, it's fine, we just gotta be strong for like a couple months and then this will all blow over.
And then it didn't.
Yep.
God, for me, it was like the slow descent. Because when Darby visited me the first time, it wasn't the fact that COVID had hit, because COVID was a few months after. It was the fact that Boris Johnson had just been elected.
Oh no.
So,
I'm so
we were all in the restaurant, we'd all been drinking a bit, and Darby just completely shuts down and just gives a look at the TV in agony and melancholy. And I'm just like, are you okay? And he's like, Oh, I'm fine. Looks back at the TV. And then his husband leans into me saying, it's okay, he gets like this a lot.
God.
No.
In
And then
general,
he messaged me the next day being like, oh, I'm sorry if I made you sad or anything. And I'm like, no, it's fine. British politics suck.
God, I just,
Britain, America, shaking hands, terrible politics.
terrible politics. In general, I try to avoid getting, like, too political when we're on stream, not because it isn't important, but just because I'm like, I want some spot in the universe where I'm not getting a little bit of everything all of the time.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
Like, I just want this, but it has been a time. Rip.
It's been a time. At this point, it's just been objectively a time.
It's just been objectively a time.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of a global emergency.
I think we give it another year and things will calm down.
I want to believe.
Not
better.
like calm down, but like better.
Mm-hmm.
At least we gotta get this thing under control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're in a weird spot where all of our restrictions are gone now and our ratings are dropping, but that's only because school's broken up. And the government still can't realize, hey, maybe we jab the children.
Maybe we just children.
Oh, but don't you know they put tracking devices in the vaccines?
God. So it's interesting hearing you use the word jab, Queen, because, like, I don't really, like... So I didn't realize that was, like, a particular, like, British term for getting them vaccines. I only learned this because H-Bomber Guy had the very, very, very long video about vaccines. Which is great, by the way, and you should watch it. But it's like, the anti-vaccine movement was, like, specifically called jab.
Oh.
Not only is it called jab, but their logo looks amazingly bad. Like, spectacularly bad. It's great.
Amazing.
It's great. I highly recommend it. Horses aren't real. Good. Anyway,
Bless H-Bomber God.
God.
Bless him for
Bless
knocking
him.
off.
The other day, I went to my grandparents' place, and they always keep like the Corona beers in the fridge. So my granddad goes to me going, "Hi Amy, would you like some COVID?" Oh wait. Sure, granddad, I'd love a bottle of COVID.
Just drink that concentrated COVID.
I'm just thinking about the fact that like there's that song that's like specifically numbering how one has just become a complete bastard after drinking a number of Coronas. This was a thing, this was a parody that existed once upon a time. And, like, I saw the word Corona in reference to something else today, and I did a double take, and I was like, oh, right! This word actually is for other things!
There are other things that refer to Corona. Like the infamous level from frickin' Mario Sunshine.
Yes. God. Okay, Becca says, got to share. I work at a country club/golf club, and the golfers, mostly middle-aged and men, beat that joke to death when we reopened. Oh, I'm completely unsurprised. God, I'm trying to... My brother told a very good COVID joke a million years ago. It was very funny. God, speaking of my younger brother, so my younger brother, is actually genuinely a funny man. So he texts me, as literally everyone has texted me going, did you see that Psychonauts 2 is about to come out? Different brother, not Split. Split's not my younger brother, he's my older brother. My younger brother sends me a text saying, did you see that Psychonauts 2 is about to come out? And I say to him what I say to everyone. Yes, I did. I was part of the Kickstarter day one. I have a special edition coming with an art book. I have a t-shirt that says backer on it. I have a fancy Raz figurine that is just for backers. But my hands don't work. And my brother says, damn, what kind of Twilight Zone-ass crime did you commit to receive this cruel and ironic punishment?
Twilight
Zone-ass crime.
Oh my god. It's like that freaking... You remember the one with the dude who, like, the apocalypse happened, but, like, he goes to the library, he smashes his glasses?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yes. What kind of Twilight Zone-ass crime? So good.
My god, you could make your life into a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, I really could. God. He has said some various... Anyway, my younger brother is very special. Anna asks, does he know that your nickname is Crimes because that makes it infinitely funnier? I don't think so. Doesn't Psychonauts 2 have an invisibility mode for people who just want to see the story? I don't know, it doesn't matter. The issue is not that I can't, like, I wouldn't be able to move Raz through an environment where he can't be hurt because I can't use my hands.
Kristen is a real gamer when it comes to Psychonauts.
I am...
Unfortunately, she is
yes,
also injured.
you can submit now. Yeah, like, listen, I need you to understand. I may have to play Psychonauts late because my hands don't work and I probably need surgery, which sucks. But I'm going to wait.
Reward yourself after surgery.
I had someone tell me, "Oh, you'll break down after a week," and I was like, "No, I will avoid all." They were like, "So you'll watch someone else play?" I'm like, "No, I fucking won't, because watching anyone but me play that game is gonna drive me fucking insane." Listen. A bit ago, like, bro's been playing Psychonauts, and I watched someone play Psychonauts, and my hands start twitching. I have, like, muscle memory of every single part of that game, and watching someone else do it is killing me. I'm really good at 3D platformers, actually. You'll see, this is the one thing where I'm actually a gamer girl. This is the only place. Ah, bummer. I was like, wasn't a person gonna come to stream?
Yeah,
anyway, the point is that I'm a gamer girl. I'm a gamer girl about Psychonauts 2 only. I finished a thing and my intro rebanded from my Twitter. My hands ain't gonna make it. Haha, you are joking? Make sure you stop and stretch. Hello, my name is Crime Straczynski, your, old friend. And I'm here to tell you, make sure to stop every half an hour and stretch. And also, be mindful of your posture. Stop looking down at your phone. I'm not joking. Stop looking down at your phone. Like, I'm begging you. Hold your phone up to your face instead of looking down at it. Like, just please, you have to trust me.
That's good advice.
Like, you see, you think it's not, like... So the thing with your neck... so your head weighs, like, 12 pounds. And if your neck is in alignment, that's fine. But as you lean forward... that's more and more weight being put on less of your spine. So, if you're me and you're a small person and you have to constantly, like, crane your head forward to compensate for your poor eyesight and the fact that nothing is built for you, and then you do, like, 10 years worth of watercolor paintings because you have a bunch of deadlines for a stupid book that asks for way more than it should, and then you have a desk job where you're craning your neck to look at a computer, and then on top of all of that, smartphones have just been invented, and you have a laptop where you look down at the thing in your My point is, these things add up. You think they will not, and, like, your neck hurts, and you're just like, okay, so what? My neck hurts, my back hurts, whatever. That happens to everyone. You don't fucking know. Because it's not the pain that's the problem. It's the not doing shit that you like that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the part that sucks. Like, the pain is also awful. Like, this is the worst I've ever felt. But, like, listen, don't live my mistakes, genuinely. Do some posture checks, don't look down at your phone, make sure you stop and stretch. You can save yourself so many problems just with upkeep. That's all you gotta do. Go outside. Take a walk.
And your Pokemon Go thing, you can count your steps if you're with your phone in your pocket.
Yep.
No excuse.
It's okay, Tara. You still have time. You have 18 minutes. You could still make something.
Do it. Speed run.
Speed run. Just speed run. It'll be fun.
Do like a Cliff Notes version of it.
Yeah. Challenge yourself to make a Drabble.
If a poor man dreams of being rich, does a rich man dream of humble man's problems?
No.
No. No, rich men dream of riding a space dick into the outer reaches of Mars.
Rich men fall asleep to the fucking Bezos songs from Inside. Wow, Jeffrey, you did it!
Wait, Kristen, what is this?
What? Have you not seen Bo Burnham's Inside?
No.
Okay, so there's a number of... So first of all, I don't recommend watching Inside all in one go if you're currently dealing with a mental health crisis, because you're gonna feel really bad. But of the many good things that are in Inside when we aren't dealing with Bo Burnham's existential crisis, there are two songs that's just him, like, very sarcastically like, there's one basically you're in the mind of Jeff Bezos going on about how, like, Zuckerberg,
no.
Bill Gates, they can suck it. Like, just going on about how he's the best zillionaire, and, like, there's one that's just, like, him playing this very upbeat tune, and it's like, Jeffrey! Wow! Come on, Jeffrey, you can do it! It's Jeffrey Bezos! Everyone's singing it. See, it's CEO, entrepreneur, born in 1964, Jeffrey Bezos! Woo! It's so good. Like,
Oh no.
honestly, so if you are in a depressive state, I wouldn't recommend watching Inside. But you could probably seek out, like, the album, and you'd probably be okay. It's a lot, but it's really like, the Bezos shit is so good. Okay.
Listen, I'm always down to roast Jeff Bezos.
Think about it. To be rich, you face more problems like having to work more hours and face moral issues. For a humble man, the most we worry about is bills and taxes. Wrong. So wrong. See, because here's the thing. If I was rich, I could go get surgery. I'm poor. So I have to wait and hope that I don't lose permanent use of my hand. Eat the rich. Anyway, I know, I like how I went off about how, like, I like to try to keep politics away from IR streams just for the sake of, like, having a place. Anyway, Jeffrey Bezos, you did it!
Did someone say eat the rich?
Come on in, Zeffy. Come the fuck in. Come on in. Oops, all politics in this stream.
Ooh, they arranged on a platter for
me. And then, like, listen, the Welcome to the Internet song is such a good Bastard Man song. It's such a good Bastard Man song. It's so good. And listen, Inside's really good. I don't think I'll ever watch Inside again, because, like, I just came away exhausted. It's a lot. But also, it's so good. It's so good. I like to keep politics out of these streams. 10 seconds later, CEO, entrepreneur, born in 1964. Listen, my friend sent me a TikTok that was this woman's new favorite pair of earrings. And that song played while she showed off her pair of earrings. They're tiny guillotines with working little,
Oh no, they have the blades work? Hello?
They move up and down.
Oh my god. Alright. You know, we gotta start small somewhere. Bezos, get over here. Put your pinky in here.
I should stop.
Put that pinky in here.
Put your pinky in here. Welcome to the Internet is a very good Chaos God song. Like, it's a really good Chaos God song. Listen, I'm not gonna say that I want Alex to sing, like, every Bastard Man song as Chaos God for, like, my own desires and amusement. But if he were to say, sing an amount of them, I would be really happy. God.
Listen, you gotta listen. Like, there's a number of Stinky Man songs that
I just love Bastard Men so much. I really do. I love trash. I love garbage.
I see. You're another consumer of trash husbandos.
She's a woman of taste.
Okay, so here's the thing. Listen, I went off about this in the fan server a while back. When it comes to Tumblr husbands, everybody thinks that it's about, like, wanting to marry him because he's hot. No. No. Like, okay, some people are into Tumblr husbands just because they want to, like, you know, marry them, to put it politely, because this is, after all, you know, a PG-13 stream. But,
well,
like,
you've heard about the birds and the bees yet?
Listen, I Crime Straczynski, I love Tumblr husbands. I was in the Onceler fandom. I wrote, like, a novel in the Onceler fandom. I can't say I love every Tumblr husband. Like, Tumblr fucking loved Bill Cipher. Why would I write about Bill Cipher when Stan and Ford Pines are two complicated, emotionally constipated old men? Why would I write about Bill Cipher when I could write about that? You know, Undertale comes up, and it's like, Kristen, what's your favorite Undertale character? I'm like, it's Undyne! It's Undyne! I'm bisexual! I love Undyne! And the person, like, stares me directly in the eyes, and I sweat, and then I just break down sobbing. It's Sans! It's Sans Undertale! I wrote a novel!
It's Sans Undertale.
But I really like Undyne, like, I wanna marry it's okay, Kristen. I just think Sans Undertale's really interesting, and it's a goddamn shame the internet fucking. Anyway, my point is.
No, the internet did ruin Sans Undertale.
It really did. But Sans is a really
He's
good
a compelling
character.
He's a compelling character. I love him very much, not just because
Anyway.
funny skeleton, hardest fight in the game.
Anyway, but you're correct, Shy, about Bill Cipher, and you should say it. By the way, everyone, 10 minutes.
You
So-
have 10.
10
Oops.
minutes!
You have 10 minutes. So the thing
Let's go
about
finish it first.
Tumblr husbands, anyway, as I was saying. So, some people just want to fuck Tumblr husbands, some people just want to fuck twinks. Like, Wheatley Portal 2 was a Tumblr husband. And here's the thing. Wheatley, so people make these cute twinks, and partially it's because they're cute, but mostly it's about that angst. It's about getting into that character's head. I don't want to kiss the Onceler. I want to write about the fact that he's a stupid kid that ruins the world. I don't want to make out with Sans Undertale. I want to write about his emotional issues. Like, I've seen some stuff, like, in a different world, I probably would have really liked Bill Cipher, and I probably would have really gotten on that, like, Bill Cipher redemption arc train, because I admit it. I love me a good story about a bastard man who learns to not be a bastard man. I love that shit. The whole point of a Tumblr husband, like, I see myself in these fuckers. Why do you think? Murder God's a Tumblr husband. If Murder God were a man and were tall and wore a suit, she would be a Tumblr husband. And she would be a Tumblr husband. Okay. I have to sit down and talk about Wheatley from Portal 2.
Go
That is
off
an
on Blue Sky, please.
Okay, first of all, Blue Sky is a work of art. I do get a little frustrated about Blue Sky just because, like, you can't escape Blue Sky. But, like, so a lot of people, when Portal 2 was a thing, they did a lot of, like, okay, well, I mean, spoilers for Portal 2, a game that came out, in fact, a decade ago.
Jesus, 10 years? How
Like,
long?
an actual decade ago. It came out in, like, late spring, early summer 2011.
Oh my god, it did!
Yeah, I'm here to remind you all that time marches on. We will all one day, our bones will one day be to dust. Anyway, so Wheatley, so anyway, so GLaDOS was once a person and her mind was, uploaded into a computer. So therefore, of course, the logic would be, well, if that happened with GLaDOS, maybe it happened with Wheatley. Okay, and everyone comes, okay, what if he looks like, okay, so his voice is Stephen Merchant. What if he looks like Stephen Merchant? Yes, and then everyone goes to Stephen Merchant and they're like, he's tall. We can make him a twink. So they do. And then everybody has their own Wheatley, and this is like, when people talk about Tumblr husbands, and they'll say stuff like Raymond from Animal Crossing is a Tumblr husband, or like Alistair from Hazbin Hotel. I'm like, you're right, but you are missing, like, the thing, I am of the opinion that, like, you don't fully hit Tumblr husband until everyone has their own personal version of the Tumblr husband, and, like, the personal versions of the Tumblr husband can, like, interact with each other. Because part of what was important about the Onceler fandom was having all these other Oncelers who interacted with each other. Same goes for Wheatleys. I was commissioned to draw people's Wheatleys, like, interacting.
And of course, you all know about Undertale. You all know about Undertale.
You all know about Undertale. You know what happened there. The Skelebros are the only Undertale characters, don't you know?
I love the Skeleton Brothers, but, like, man, there's other characters in Undertale, you know?
Exactly. Listen, when I wrote my fanfic, which I know is something everyone really loves to hear about, is when somebody talks about their fanfics.
Why do you think we read it live on stream?
I know. But mine was very specifically, like, I wanted to write out, like, the emotional, like, okay, it's time for all of these characters to sit down and talk about their issues for 9 chapters. I'm gonna write about Sans having an emotional breakdown, but I'm gonna make sure that all of the characters are involved, and we're just gonna process the end of the game. It's gonna be really fun. And I think I'm the only one that did it. Because everyone else, when they write about Sans having a breakdown, they just write about Sans and Papyrus. It's always just about Sans and Papyrus. And I am like, you are missing the fuck out. You're missing out. You're missing the glory that is every single character and their various interactions. Found family bullshit. Found family bullshit. Anyway, you have 5 minutes. I don't know where I'm going. Like, you guys, like, I'm so sorry. Like, over the course of this whole thing, since I was not able to write, this regrettably means you all had to deal with me, like, just sort of going off in this fucking spiral. Someday, when IR is done and my hands work again, maybe I'll do video essays and I'll start out my video essays explaining the intricacies of Tumblr husband. Cause every video on YouTube that is about Tumblr husband right now, they talk a lot about how it's, don't you know, he's hot and sexy and you can change him. No! It's not that simple! Anyway, life found a way. But yeah. Fuck you, Churro.
Alright, well, I got my, this is about as far as I'm gonna get today.
That's perfectly fine. Anyway, the moral of the story, I think what I'm really trying to get at is I hate sauerkraut. That's all I'm really trying to say.
God, mood.
Churro, I saw your submission.
Wait, what is it?
The title.
Shit!
Yep.
Fuck! I don't get it. What is it?
Hello, Anne. Did you finish your piece?
I just about did, and I accidentally deleted it all back, and I'm like, shoot, reset, go back! Oh no, I got it back thankfully, but I had like that second of panic.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh god. The sauerkraut thing is just it, guys. The sauerkraut is from the Weird Al song Albuquerque, which is, by the way, great. A very good song. I highly recommend it.
She does have a little toad. She has a little toad.
I'm gonna make you all better.
Hello?
Don't worry,
Jane does aspire to be a voice actress, so she should probably be the person to do that.
A little bit of everything, all of the time. It's stuck in my head now.
I'm gonna kiss you all better.
Well, that's it, everyone. I guess the stream is canceled. See you tomorrow for Fallen Empires.
Why? Do you have a problem with Toad, Kristen?
Yes.
Understandable. Have a nice day. You know what? No! How dare you! Toad is my favorite Mario character, and you have no right to slander him like this.
Listen. But he screamed in my ear, Juno. Unforgivable. God. Anyway, so that's where we are. Yeah. Okay.
Here's mine.
I'm almost done. I lost
I have
about 5
finished.
minutes from people messaging me.
I just realized I should.
I have finished.
Okay, good. You did it. It occurs to me this whole time I've been sitting here doing this, and I really should have gotten ice, but I didn't. I'm very good at taking care of myself. Alright, chat, you ready to join me? I'm about to move my desk. Woo!
Kristen, you forgot to include Pennywise amongst the Tumblr husbandos.
I don't want to talk about Pennywise. I never got into Pennywise. I think. So the thing about Pennywise is he really took off like around when IR started. And I'll be honest, once IR started, I tapped out of like the cultural zeitgeist. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Why did people want to bang the clown?
I don't fucking know. Is Pennywise the reason why all the clown shit ended up in DMP? Is that what fucking happened? Is that why we ended up in a situation where Chaos God got to tell my character that he put the clowns in just for her, like it's the fucking good place? God.
Bro has something important to say. Everyone wants to ignore good old Pennywise.
I just... It's... I just don't... I wasn't there for Pennywise.
But a Tumblr husbando is more than a dapper suit and a lanky figure.
Exactly.
A Tumblr husbando has inner turmoil.
Exactly. Very important. Oh, that's the alarm. All right, everyone. We're gonna do a quick BRB, get some water and stuff, and then we're gonna get together the cast submissions. It's gonna be great. See you guys in like 5 minutes.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Creative Club. Oh my god. It's time for the sharing of the things. Oh boy, how exciting. I can see we got a lot of submissions. So, this should be fun. But first of all, we've got to share the cast submissions, which I'm sure you're all very thrilled about. I'm gonna move this around a little bit, whatever, that'll fucking...
Hey, we work hard on our stuff.
We do work hard on our stuff. Listen, I'm proud of us. Okay, so, since Juno's art is up here first, I'm just gonna start with Juno's. This is really cute. It just makes me really happy.
I just wanted to draw something really cute. It's not COVID, it's just a cold.
It's just cold. You know?
Wearing a mask is important for like,
Yes.
not getting the germ spread.
Mm-hmm. It's very wholesome.
Regardless of the illness. Yeah,
I like...
Get a little...
Like, you don't have a ton of shading, but you have, like, just enough to give the sense of depth. And that's, I don't know, it shows it's like, I don't know, your understanding of how lighting works is really impressive to me.
Yeah, I like the shading on Ray's hair especially. Your art is so good.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been trying to like do a lot of I've been trying to like look at a lot of art as well, like just figuring out like most of last year's like art growth was figuring out what can I do for values.
Mm-hmm.
Me
Makes
squints
sense.
at my art pieces.
Doing the art squint.
Yeah. When all I can do is just set the thing to grayscale and be like, okay.
What a fucking mood. You did a good job.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
There's a little toad and a sandwich and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a little toad. That's so cute. It's very good. I feel my heart feels warmed.
Excellent.
All right. Next, we've got Quinn's.
Okay, so there's a lot
Please
of context.
Please explain the context for this.
All right, so technically, I covered this in a little bit, and I think it was the very first Creative Club. So basically, this was for Revolution of Light, and it's the Pantheon thing. So there's technically not a proper pantheon, but there are established like gods. So, well, I say god, but one of them is Lucifer, who I didn't bother to draw because I'm not in the mood for horns today.
Valid.
You're not feeling too horny today?
Nah, not today. But
not today.
Yeah, that's the demonians like worshipy thingy, whatever. But Balder is the one for the luminals, which is like Queen's brace and all that. And he's the god of light. He created the luminals when the demonians erupted and were like, how, we're enslaving you all, and Balder's like, no, not today. And he turned his back on all of them 500 years down the line when Raxadal was like, so you want us to use our powers for defense? How about we do this instead? He turned his back, and there was no gods for about 50 years or so, and then when Raxadal died, he ascended to be a demigod under Hodra, who's Balder's younger brother. And basically, he visited his daughters, and he got the thing from Odin, and Odin basically said, okay, so you can be the god, but because you're only a demigod, you can only talk to your bloodline. You cannot influence anything directly. You can guide, but you cannot, like, interfere. So his daughters kind of spread the influence of the fact that Raxdal's the new god. So the church was rebuilt, and that was the same thing for 500 years, and that was fine. And then there's Loki.
And then there's Loki.
And
Now-
then there's Loki.
So Loki technically counts in the pantheon because he has a grand total of 1 worshipper in this world. Because he meets Raxadal when Raxadal moves to Asgard. They talk, he finds out about the place, and then 500 years down the line, he's like, I want to visit Balpater. He goes, but he goes to the wrong side. He goes to where the Demonians are. So naturally, he's mistaken for a Luminor, and he gets arrested. He's taken to the king. He's about to be tortured, and then he's like, nah, mate, not today, and just flies out. He turns into a bird and flies out.
When
But
in
as
doubt.
Yeah!
When in
but as
doubt,
he's-
yeet one out.
But as he's flying out onto the middle grounds, which is Trost, which is kind of like the borderline between the Luminors and the Demonians, it's the only place where they both coexist. He sees a bunch of Demonians basically set a guy on fire and assault this, like, teenage boy. So he decides, okay, let's just make fun here. He chases the Demonians out. He gets the boy, who is this, like, little bard farm kid called Dominic. He carries him out, and he says, well, this comes with a price, and he makes a deal with him, which puts, like, a snake tattoo on Dominic's hand. And that was his first and only worshipper. And that leads to a lot of problems for Dominic down the line, but it also gives him a few cool skills. And yeah, it's a time. So that's why he's photobombing in the picture.
Oh yeah.
I like that the Loki has kind of the Camp Streamic style going on.
Yeah.
Like really you've got like you're really good at the Camp Streamic style. You've got some really strong shapes here.
Oh, thanks.
You did a good job.
It's a fun style.
Meanwhile, ominous, 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 ominous.
Hey, sup?
You've got some really strong shapes here. You did a good job.
Thank you. This is a good time.
I like it. I like it. Good job. All right. I just love his glasses.
Yeah.
Cute. All right. Next, okay, so we've got Anne's and we've got mine. Who wants to go first? Do you want me to flip
yours.
a coin, Anne, or do you want to go first?
I mean, yours is twice as long as mine.
Mine
so-
is long, yes, because I did not write it for this, but why not?
Fair enough.
Like, fuck it. I'll share it. So, it's up to you guys.
I mean, I don't mind going first.
Okay, congratulations,
Go
you're
for it.
going. Alright. Do you have, anyone, would you like any of us to do voices?
Juno, would you like to read?
Sure. Let me grab it.
Alright. Queen, it has your girl in it, therefore you
Oh,
know who
shit.
to voice.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
And then I will be voicing the other girl character.
Mm-hmm.
The other gut.
The other girl.
All right.
Right on. All right. Narration time. Let's go. All right. Prompt. You always smile like you're about to cry. Dark.
Because it's
Damp. Cold. Lonely. That's all that could be used to describe the cage Aisling was in. To think she wasn't aware of her surroundings and got lost from her friends. And now she has found herself captured by the 2 crazy clown siblings she'd been hearing about. Damn it, wait, she shouldn't curse. Darn it, Aisling. You were told to be careful, and that's exactly what you didn't do. She sighed heavily in disappointment and looked around the tent as she was imprisoned in, noticing the little dolls surrounding the place. Each doll had either cracks or dirt on their heads, showing their age and wear, and yet they still had rather clean dresses, and their hair was all nicely done. How odd. Were they still being taken care of? And the other thing that caught her attention were the faces. They were rather creepy, as one would expect, and yet she couldn't shake the feeling that the eyes held something else. Footsteps snapped her out of her thoughts, and her head turned to the entrance. Walking in was what seemed to be a young woman with rather messy red hair and an elegant purple dress that seemed to clash with the rest of her. Her complexion was wild and seemed to be no different than a doll, but her smile was twisted with insanity. In her hand was a mask, that had a face similar to the porcelain children surrounding the tent. This was Mona, one of the two that captured the little hunter. The doll-like woman sits down next to the cage, turning her face away. Ashling looks at her curiously, sensing something is off.
What are you doing here?
Murdoch said I should try and make sure you're secured in your little cell there.
You're not gonna hurt me, are you?
Mona lets out a giggle.
Oh, that would be a lot of fun to slice you up into pieces.
Her body visibly slumps a bit as she sighs heavily.
However, I was told to not lay a hand on you, so I'll play nice and listen.
Ashling blinks.
Is something wrong?
Of course not.
Mona snaps. Her body shifted even more so her ratty hair would hide her posture and expression. Ashling gently leaned against the bars, looking at the girl with a saddened face.
Do you mind if I ask a question?
A very heavy and rather angry sigh leaves Mona's lips. She turns to the cage, her twisted smile even more deformed with feelings of anger.
Anne just had to step out for a second.
Go on, Juno.
Understudy!
What the hell
What the hell?
What the hell would you want to ask me, you little mouse?
She crawls closer. Ashling grips onto the skirt of her dress and takes a deep breath, slowly gaining the courage she needs.
Are you happy with your life? Because from what Brew and Lazarus have told me, and when I look at you, you always smile like you're about to cry.
It was obvious how much the question caught the doll demon off guard as Mona's smile disappeared and became an expression of shock and confusion. And for once, Ashling could see the suppressed emotions appearing in her eyes.
What are you talking about? You stupid, stupid hunter! You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything!
The young hunter's expression shifted, looking at her with sympathy.
You're right. I don't know, but I would like to. After all, you and your brother were human once before, right? You have a bunch of memories that you wish to never remember, and that led you here in your life.
Mona shakes her head and starts to laugh.
What the hell are you going on about? I am happy to be where I am. My life is...
Ashling exhales slowly. Oh, sorry. No, her eyes become a bit misty. Ashling exhales slowly.
Mona.
Suddenly, the howling of a wolf pierces the silence, causing both whale... Why did I say whales there? I saw wolf, I saw ladies, for some reason, like, it synthesized into whale. Anyways, causing both ladies to turn their attention to the entrance of the tent. Mona's smile disappears again as she scowls softly.
That damn mutt!
She gets up and brushes her dress off.
I guess I should at least be ready for your little hunter friends to come here soon.
She raises her hands, as some of the dolls twitch and fidget around before they stand up on their own. Ashling scuffles into the back of her cage, the sense of worry overtaking her.
Mona, you don't have to do this!
But I do.
Mona laughs maniacally and turns to her, the sense of insanity glossing over her eyes.
All for the sake of settling a score. And there's nothing you can do to stop us, you stupid little hunter.
The
Rip.
end.
Wow.
The end. I'm a real sucker for, like, person is captured and then tries to emotionally connect with their captor. Just a real sucker for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Love the I don't know but I would like to, and then the other person gives in a little bit. I always love that
Yes.
shit. It's good shit.
Delicious.
It's good shit.
That's some good shit right there.
Put more of that on my plate.
Put more of that on my plate. Yeah. That was really cool. They seem like interesting characters, and by the way, all of your performances were very good. By the way,
Thank
Oh my
you.
god.
All right, Crimes, your turn.
it's my turn. All right. I'm gonna need somebody to be. I think Alex is in. Counselor Alex is in this, and I think Grand Scoutmaster Darby has one line, and there's a narrator. So I think I'm gonna have to assign Juno Alexkin because you can hit a deeper register.
What are you talking about? Obviously, Alex and I are the same person.
Oh, that's right. You and I don't need to
Alex
cast.
is already
Alex is
here.
here.
Alex is here.
I will be Murder God, obviously. Let's see here. Queen, do you want to do the Crown Scoutmaster Darby?
Oh, fuck yes.
And then Anne, you get to read.
Yay!
Okay, so as an explanation, I think I wrote this at the end of 2018, and this was something that Alex actually commissioned me for, which was very nice of him. And I only sort of remember it since I wrote it years ago, but as it is a Camp Streamix story featuring an injury which is fixed, it does technically follow the prompt. So we're gonna proceed. Let's do this.
Every day at Camp Streamix somehow manages to be the worst day ever. This was a bit of an overdramatic thought, the murder god could admit that. But it was also right, and frankly more people should be sympathetic to her suffering. This included a number of things. Oversized t-shirts, the mosquitoes, the humidity, the obligatory swimming lessons in the smelly mud puddle these idiots call a lake. There had been the whole debacle with gum in her hair, which had resulted in her campers having to use peanut butter of all things to get it out. No self-respecting god should smell of peanuts for a week straight. At any rate, today was the worst, as was standard. Wednesdays were Wild Wednesdays, which were supposed to feature time with nature or something. This meant Team Murder was supposed to hit the wood chip trails. I cannot speak.
Are you okay? There are long sentences. I should have warned you.
Just read it slowly.
Deep breath, deep breath.
And this meant the counselor's lovely heels were going to get stuck. Again. So she still staunchly refused to switch to the smelly tennis shoes Grand Scout Master Darby had so helpfully dug up from the lost and found. Because she had standards. Also, she wasn't ready to complete her apparent transformation into a soccer mom if she could help it. But that meant mud on her heels, and she had enough. So the murder god thought,
well, we'll try this off-roading business. It can't be that hard.
it was very hard, as it turned out. It had rained the night before, and so she seemingly always the perfect height to get slapped in the face by whatever branches had passed. So now she had scrapes all across her stupid, frail human body to pair nicely with the mud on her heels and dress. Again. And that meant she was stopping into the main office for the first aid kit. Again. Herself, damn it. Today was the worst.
Fuck!
She snarled over the slam of the screen door as she entered. She kicked off her muddied shoes as she stomped past the splintery waiting bench to the front desk. There was a moment's pause as she scratched irritably at one of her arms, then began to rifle through the desk drawers.
Language, Miss Murder.
Grand Scoutmaster Darby's voice called from the back room.
Oh, fuck off!
She snarled back.
I thought I smelled peanut butter.
A voice drawled from the corner. The murder god paused, glancing up to see Counselor Alex seated on the waiting bench. As was standard, he had not so much as glanced up from his phone, which somehow made his presence even more insulting. Damn millennials.
What are you doing here, meat sack number 1? Don't you have children to ignore?
The god snapped as she finally pulled out the first aid kit. Alex shrugged, not looking up from his phone.
I could say the same for you. Walrus, however, seems to have a case of heat stroke, so here we are. I'm just sticking around to make sure it's not too serious. The rest of Team Falling can handle themselves for a few minutes. Probably.
The murder god snorted.
Wow, look at you, actually doing your job and taking care of your little snotbag's human frailties. I'm sure Counselor Sunshine is so proud of you.
Didn't Shiner very nearly cause a forest fire last week with your help?
Third-degree burns are an important life lesson all children should learn.
The god hissed as she slathered disinfectant onto her cheek. She paused again to scratch at her wrist, then continued.
Uh-huh. You know there's no way that Band-Aid's gonna stick with that much disinfectant, right?
I know that!
She snapped as she tried to subtly scruff off some of it. How the fuck did he know what she was doing without looking up for his phone? She dug deeper into the kit, still scratching absently at her wrist.
Who are these colorful monstrosities, and why are they the only bandages we have?
Because the kids like superheroes and ponies.
The murder god wrinkled her nose. She then glanced up, making sure Alex's stupid cow eyes weren't looking before she chose the pony ones. They were cute. Again, she scratched at her arm, growling in frustration.
What is with this disgusting mortal coil? It's so itchy! Why is this happening to me?
Alex finally glanced up, then sighed and stood.
Let me see it.
Her response was to very quickly slam her palm on the desk, pointedly keeping the injury from view.
No! Why would I do that? I've told numerous stories about the various ways your disgusting forms can take damage. I think I know that— Hey, don't touch me!
It was not difficult to move her stupid, tiny stick arm so Alex could take a look, apparently.
It's just for a second, you'll live.
Alex was all too casual about this indignity. She scowled and pointedly averted her gaze while he looked her arm over.
Huh. Looks like you walked through poison ivy. Some poison ivy.
What?
She monotoned as she pulled her arm back. Alex shrugged as he leaned against the desk, looking back to his phone.
Oh, I'm sure you've heard of it. Little plant out in the woods that gives you a rash if you touch it. Mostly just annoying. It won't kill you or anything unless you're super allergic. It's pretty easy to avoid as long as you stay on the trails. But then, you knew all that, of course.
Yes, of course, meat stack number 1. I am well aware of this disgusting earth bullshit.
The murder god felt this was a very convincing lie. She also felt her own lie to herself that the first lie worked was pretty good. Yes.
Uh-huh. Anyway, it should go away on its own as long as you stop scratching it. So, probably stop doing that.
She paused mid-scratch to glare at him.
I wasn't doing that.
You're gonna want to wipe that down with some of those alcohol wipes.
He reached across the desk to pull out the wipes in question, then also picked up a small bottle of pink lotion.
Calamine should help with the itching. Don't cover it up or anything. Air's gonna help it heal faster.
Alex said as he set them in front of her.
Excuse me? I don't need your pity or your disgusting human healing methods. I will remind you that I am a god and I can clear this up by will alone.
She declared, folding her arms in a way that was definitely threatening. So was the way she stuck out her tongue between her fangs.
Okay.
Alex shrugged and went back to the bench. The two sat in silence for a while, the only sounds coming from the whirring ceiling fan overhead and Darby's gentle murmurs from the back room. The murder god glared at Alex, waiting to see if he'd look up again. He did not. Then, grudgingly, she cracked open the bottle and poured some of the lotion onto her arm. Ugh, gross. It was worse on her skin. Why was flesh like this? Also, it helped pretty quickly, so there was that. This task done, she put everything back to the way as she found it. Again, standards. Then she stomped towards the door, eager to end this entire scene as quickly as possible.
You should probably take that stuff with you. If you got a rash, your kids probably have it too.
The murder god snarled under her breath and stomped back to the desk to retrieve the objects in question. The first aid kit was finally re-returned to its drawer with a much louder bang than necessarily, then punctuated by aggravated footsteps. She flopped onto the bench next to Alex, tucking her shoes on and grumbling as she tried to brush off dried mud. Once this was done, she stood with as much dignity as she could muster.
Well, this has been an experience I will be eager to erase from my endless memory.
Yep.
The murder god stood there for a moment, fidgeting with her shirt.
Thanks.
She finally mumbled quickly out of the corner of her mouth. Alex gave a small smile.
You're welcome.
You're the worst.
She hissed as she finally ducked out of the office, screen door banging shut behind her. The murder god paused outside for a moment, taking a deep breath. Her fingers twitched to scratch her, admittedly much better arm. Then she shook her head and stopped herself. Today was the worst, but maybe a slightly less worse. Kind of.
Yay!
Nice.
They're so in love.
They're
That
not.
was
They super are not.
They super are
that was
not.
fun.
Best frenemies forever.
Best frenemies forever.
I think there is a term for this in Homestuck.
I don't know, because it's like best frenemies. I'm like, I don't know if it's quite. I don't know how I would describe. I think actually. I don't want to think about Homestuck quadrants, but now I have to think about Homestuck quadrants, so thanks for that. What a charming character.
I see all the filthy Homestucks are crawling out of the woodwork now.
They're not Kissmisses. It's like, okay, so if like you had like a frenemy version of Moriel's, I think I would actually put that one down.
Yeah, I was thinking Morels were probably the closest.
That's actually the closest term. Listen,
Yeah.
Alex was like, can I have Counselor Murder God and Counselor Alex content? And I was like, oh darn, you're asking me for Counselor Alex and Counselor Murder God content. What a goddamn shame! I just really like them and think that they're neat. It's a fun time. I just think they're neat! Anyway, thank you for indulging my bullshit. We're gonna take a couple minutes to compile all of everyone's submissions. So we'll be
Alright.
back in about 5-10 minutes. We will see you all then. BRB.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Internet Remix Creative Club. We're gonna get back into this very quickly because I don't know if you can tell from all the tabs I have open, but we have a lot of submissions. Hoo boy! Alright,
We're a
so
little bit fucked.
we're a little bit fucked. And so Queen and I are gonna do a ton of stuff. And I'll probably have to stop to get more water at some point. So we'll see how this goes. So first we're gonna start with this fun art that Doo made. It's...
Ugh.
Would you like to read Ace's lines?
Okay. I fixed your breakfast. I know it's just a bowl of cereal, but it's the only thing I won't burn.
Correct.
They're so in love.
They're so in love. Thank you, Doo.
That's so accurate as well.
It's wonderful. Perfect. Thank you. Alright, next is Viola. So this is basically a, hey, how has your life been so far? Piece where I put my feelings over the past few months into a piece. I saw the prompt and went, wow, relatable, so here it is. You always smile when you're about to cry. Oh, no, my heart.
Yeah, that's just how I smile.
Oh,
Hope you appreciate my impression of you.
Oh, I like your
God.
freckles. They're very cute.
They're adorable. I hope things get better for you.
Yeah, I hope things get better for you too. Alright, so next is from Shy. Casually passes a moderate dose of sadness. Ooh, this is gonna be kinda... Okay, so I think this is...
Going to Streamix.
Aww. That's cute.
Oh, is he stuck because he's leaving Streamix?
Oh, my
Oh
heart.
no!
Aww.
No, don't go! We've got
Hey, we've got another month! It's not over yet! Aww. This is sweet. I like this.
I love
pose
that.
right here. It's really nice. Alright, let's see here. Next is... from Dork Princess. Context, lesbians and fire too. This is the day in the life of my other gay OCs, Villain and Dora Mira. Casting. Villain, purple is Queen, reformed wicked witch trying her best. Dora Mira, pink, Anne is gone. So I guess I will be mature and ladylike.
Alright.
Okay.
I fixed your breakfast. I know it's just a bowl of cereal, but it's the only thing I won't burn.
Wow, you must really have the hots for me.
Oh my god.
That's cute. I like this face a lot. It's very good. You did
Thanks
a
for
good...
the beach bit, Scott.
Thank you for the beach bits. Alright, next. We have... Let me scroll down my list here.
It's Minley Sleeps.
This is from Mintley Sleep. Here's my CC submission with my OCs Othello and Shia. Since Othello has been cursed to turn into a creature, he tries to hide it, but Shia knew for a while. Don't know if this counts for a reading, but just in case, Othello has a solemn protagonist tone and Shia has a chill, low tone.
You're the protagonist.
Okay. Wait. Do you know who I am?
Yep. Just don't care.
Excellent. This top image is very funny. It's very cute and very funny. Also, from what I can tell, the design is very cool. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Good jorb. I like them. Yay! I like them. Okay, next is from GeoSaber. Had to speedrun this, so it's only a messy sketch. Basically, there are 10 elements: dark, light, toxic, fire, water, ice, wind, lightning, earth, and floral. Each element has a god that personifies it, which are these people here, minus the lightning one because I ran out of time.
Okay, so you know how it's National Girlfriend Day?
Mm-hmm.
Lily.
You're so fucking right. See, I was thinking Wendy. I'm, like, really feeling Wendy.
They're all good. I like Kelvin, just like, hey, look at me.
Kelvin's...
Go away, I'm not like people.
I like these names and designs. They're very good. Ooh, Volca, though. Shit. Very good.
I could see them being like Pokemon gym leaders.
They do have Pokemon gym leaders energy. I like them. They're cool. And it's neat that you managed to get so many characters drawn out in such a short time frame. Good job. Alright, next is from Madam Zed, Creative Club submission for the Pantheon theme. These are from a story a friend of mine is writing. Essentially, they are gods that represent the 4 seasons in order: spring, summer, fall, winter. The god of fall got totally wrecked for the plot, though. Oh, I see.
I guess you could say he fell.
These are really neat. I'm always a real sucker for, like, the seasons, like, noir isn't the right thing. Nouveau, that's the the seasons nouveau panels, like, they're always really cool. Did a good...
I like when the seasons are personified, because, like, I can't remember the exact title, but it was like a Snow Queen adaptation. And obviously Gerda's got to go to all 4 of the seasons and get to the Snow Queen at the end. And they were gorgeous. And these are gorgeous. I like the spring one. They're just farming.
They're neat. I like just the overall motion of the various, like, poses. Like, they do a good job of getting things across, which I like a lot. Also, she pretty. Like, girl pretty. I'm like, oh boy, a pretty girl.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Alright, so that's it for the art. Hang on, I gotta put a thing in real quick. There we go. Alright, now time to start back at the top of the list with all- oh wait, actually this one is also art. Leah, you keep submitting art in Google Docs, and I'm very confused, but I appreciate the spirit. Just give us the picture! You don't have to give us That's, like, you can just send us the picture with, like, this text. Like, that would be fine.
Oh no, we lost the lo-fi.
We lost the lo-fi?
I'll put it back in.
Get me more lo-fi.
Yeah, yes ma'am.
Here we go. This time I chose the ending prompt because sometimes they make me cry like a little baby. This takes place in January 2019 when I was watching the season finale of my favorite anime, Pretty Cure, made by the same people that made Sailor Moon, and the rest explains itself. Big fucking mood. Like a big mood.
I've never seen Precure.
I'm told it's very good, but I've yet to watch it myself. I like it. I like it. Good.
This little baby.
Little baby. Time to ugly cry. Turning up the lo-fi so I can hear it. Alright. So, next. Bittersweet by Becca. Cast narrator is Murder God. Mortal, go ham on dramatics. Narrator / Murder God is me. Mortal, go ham on dramatics / Aletheus. Oh, this
I'm
will-
Aletheus?
You get to be Aletheus! Get fucking ready!
Oh my
Alright.
god.
Congratulations! With this completed, you have fulfilled your quest! I thus grant you your freedom! Whew. With a flourish, the petite woman sliced through the vermilion cords, her black stiletto arcing. The mortal winced as their bindings broke with a twang.
Thank thee, my goddess!
They said with a bow. Before they could spout forth one of their never-ending rambles, they vanished as a cold snap echoed through the void. Murder God released a sigh, shoulders slumping as the weight of her role temporarily removed. This patch of souls were particularly infuriating. Was she this tedious when mortal? She could not remember. As time passed, it became harder and harder to recall her mortal life before her own time in the games. Stretching, Murder God looked around the now empty void, red strings webbing around her. This emptiness felt deeper and the void larger once the players left the games. Of course there was the fly, but he hardly counted. He was the fly, the kernel lodged in her teeth she could not prod out with her tongue. She left him somewhere, tangled up and tied up like a marionette. Damn it, she thought, striding through the void, heels clacking. This match seemed close, but I guess not. Though, thinking back, she was glad they weren't as well. Reality of salvation in their hands? She shuddered.
Wonderful job, Stardust.
The smooth voice of her older sibling entered her perception. Aletheus, she returned with a smile. How nice to see you. The smile turned into a grimace. What do they think I fucked up this time? The taller, flamboyant deity smiled tightly.
You were a little too fast granting them their wishes.
Aletheus held up their hand, a minuscule space between their thumb and forefinger. Murder God groaned, images of past failures and their responses flashing through her mind.
No, none of that, Stardust.
Aletheus consoled.
Nothing more than disappointment directed your way. I think that might have been you. I don't know.
Oh, no. I think it's meant to make it clear that nothing bad is happening to Murder God. Murder God sighed with relief, spared this time. This is your line.
So weirdly.
It's your line.
Okay. I also have an observation for you.
What now?
As they leave, you always smile, like you're about to cry.
Murder God paused, schooling her features as the thought of her plan and how, once again, it was delayed. She cocked her hip, pointing her dagger at the many-eyed pretty boy revealer. No shit, I look like I'm going to cry. I have tear lines burnt into my fucking face!
YOLO, get wrecked.
YOLO, get wrecked. This was good.
Yeah. Also, thank you, chat. I just want to let you know I had a tour around London recently, so apologies if I sound a little weird, but I'm always your favorite Aletheus.
That's exactly what Aletheus sounds like. How did you know?
God, that was good though.
This was good. I liked it. You are correct that if Aletheus shows up with you fucked up, she's gonna be like, oh god, oh no, what's gonna happen? Actually, nothing. Oh, thank fucking god. You're correct. Yeah, this was really good. Thank you. Okay, so, listen, I'm always like, oh, please, someone wrote about my thing. I'm very flattered that they wrote about my thing. Oh my god. I have a lot of emotions. Thank you. Okay, so next is, from Yowza. Characters. Koji, god of chaos and death, kind of Zeppy-esque voice, queen. Josh. I can't reveal too much about him because of certain people in the chat, but his voice is very cheerful and playful voice. Kristen.
Sus.
I guess I will narrate. Let's set the scene. Koji, wanting a drink at 3 a.m. because he can, heads down to the bar to get something. Unfortunately, someone is already there.
What the fuck?
Koji is not happy that there is some random guy sitting at his bar. Oh, hi Koji. Would you like a drink? The mystery man asks.
Who the hell are you?
Wait, where am I in the timeline? Oh, right. We haven't met yet. The name's Josh.
How exactly did you get in here?
Josh points to the door that was 100% not there yesterday. Through the door.
Okay. Where the fuck did the door come from?
Josh does a gives a little smirk. No idea. Koji is starting to get more than a little pissed off.
Why are you here?
To drink, clearly. Sit down and I'll get you something. Koji is sputtering.
Don't you know who I am?
Yep, just don't care. Josh replies with a grin. God of darkness and chaos and death, blah blah blah. Koji, being understandably pissed off, pulls out his scimitar and tries to stab Josh. But when he goes to stab him, there's a rush of air and suddenly Koji is disarmed and on his stomach. Josh on his back. The one thing you need to understand, Koji, my friend, is that you can't kill me. No matter how fast you are. His voice turns hard. I'm faster. Koji is stunned. No one has ever beaten him at anything. Josh smiles and gets off of him. See you later, Koji. Bye. And he vanishes into thin air. Koji just lies there and whispers to himself.
What the fuck?
A valid concern.
Who the fuck is Josh?
Who the fuck is Josh? Hey, who the fuck is Josh?
Now, is this bastard as in bastard or bastard as in trash husband?
I do get bastard as in bastard energy from him, which I do like. Who the hell is Josh and why did they win a Grammy?
Also, this is not to judge at all, but I like the fancy Koji and then just Josh.
No, it's a good contrast. I enjoy it. He make me angry. Well, I
like
like him.
In one of the D&D groups I'm in now, we have like characters like my character Poppy and then Burdane and Cogsinger and then just Tim.
Tim. I love it. Alright, next. Late Night Reads by Piper Pro 2005. Context. Uses some of the characters from my last Creative Club story. Basically, I made a small pantheon for a game AU and my character and her adoptive mother reflecting. Also, since the main girl is supposed to be a vessel sacrifice for the god of darkness, I'm sure it's fine. Hope you enjoy. Olivia, teenage bundle of curiosity and determination. My casting for this will be Kristen. Amory. Tired and depressed orphanage mom. Well, former orphanage mom, but it's a whole thing and a half. But is the sweetest person you'll ever meet. My casting for this will be Queen. Narration will also be done by Queen. Alright, let's fucking do it.
Right. The library was a calm place. It felt nice to come here, read, and relax for a while every now and then. Olivia wasn't the type to leisurely read history books, but today was one of those days where there were things she needed to know. Mainly about the gods. She never knew that this world had gods, but after that strange man appeared in one of her daily nightmares trying to warn her about them, she needed to find out a bit more. It took some searching, but eventually she was able to find a book containing some information. She skimmed through the book before she was able to find the one thing she was looking for. Several chapters containing information on Artorias, the god of darkness and evil. The things that keep appearing in her nightmares keep saying be careful about him. He wants something with her. What that was? She didn't know. They never said. She's been wondering about this for days. She was confused. Angry. What did they want? What did he want? This purple bastard wanted her head. No answers as to why. She shook her head a bit to hopefully get some of the bad thoughts out before someone else walked in. Liv? A calm voice said as a woman walked into the library.
Oh, hey Mom.
Olivia sat up as Amory, her mother, walked in. Sweet, what are you doing in here so late? Amory asked. Olivia quirked an eyebrow in confusion at this, then looked at the clock. Oh yeah, seems she'd been here for the past 4 hours and the sun's already almost down.
Oh.
Olivia chuckles at this realization.
Didn't realize how much time had passed.
She said, a small smile on her face.
Just been here reading. I promise I'm fine.
Amory gave a more concerned look and sighed. Hun, you always smile like you're about to cry, she said. You're not the type to just come and read for leisure. Makes me feel a bit uneasy for whatever reason. You understand, right? Amory said. Olivia nodded.
Mom, listen. I'm fine, I promise. I'll be out soon.
Well, if you say so. Amory responded as she left the library. Olivia looked back at the book in her hands. Maybe this will have to wait for another time. There's already too much in her headspace to deal with anyway.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Always a fun time. Don't you just love when the sacrifice is aware of what's going on, but not aware enough to stop it? It's always a really fun time.
Ooh. Oh dear.
Rip.
Now go to your room.
I mean, okay, sure, but I'm a little worried about this whole sacrifice thing.
Go to your room.
I mean, okay. Nice.
Just sleep it off.
I mean, alright, if I gotta. Okay, well,
Right.
vaguely ominous, but it's fine. Thank you, Piper. Okay, next is from Missy May. Well, hiya, chat! Not sorry, and crew. First time sending and writing, and I'm excited. Context. This is a teeny bit of a side story to a big story I'm writing called Blood Path, a story about 3 siblings trying to save someone in a magical subconscious realm only accessible to those worthy of their gods, Bloodborns. Now for voices. Narrator, go ham on this. I'm giving. There's 2 people.
No, she cast us. She wants you as Natalia and me as Nate and Tyler, and then the narrator, whatever.
Okay. A tough young lady was all work and no play. She's tough skin but means well, so a low, serious voice and less emotions. Okay, and then you're Tyler and Nate, and I guess since you're Tyler and Nate, I guess I'll be the narrator.
Oh, cast my gender fluid ass as a boy. Fuck yeah.
Test failed by May. Natalia slaved on the chalkboard. It was in the late hours of the night, and she only got light from a sliver of the moon's smile in the window. It was hollow to her. It never helped her in the long run. Like everything else, it would cower behind the clouds and hide from her, tease her, point, and laugh. But for the sake of her brothers, she ignored it. She was a hard worker. She always seemed devoted to whatever she had in front of her. School projects were recognized and seen, science fairs praised to all high skies and gods, but no prompt or outline could prepare her for this. To be trapped in a realm unknown of what was to come each vision until the time you close your eyes. Big cities and lush forests, starry nights and sunny days. Each was a different story, but each had the same end. Bloodpath was never kind to you, and you could only show devotion by one thing: surviving. Tyler sat up on the table in a swift, upright motion, gasping. He just broke out of Bloodpath's sleepy grasp, and broke the god spell, back into the reality he knew best. He took off the metal helmet used to track his dream activity and revealed his unruly, curly blonde hair and green eyes. He looked at Natalia nervously. So, Natalia asked, turning fully to see him. Any luck this time?
I don't think so.
Tyler answered sadly.
Still no sign of her. I'm sorry.
Natalia tucked stray strands of her curly brown hair behind her ears, lifting her glasses higher on her nose to meet her blue eyes, groaning. Her girlfriend was still lost to this world. Maggie was still lost.
I'm really sorry, Natty.
Tyler said, sliding his legs over the table and hopping off, walking toward her.
I know how much this means to you. I know how much she means to you. We can find her. We just need more work.
Natalia gritted her teeth and nodded. She looked at the door as it suddenly creaked open, a young man with curly brown hair walking inside.
Yo, what are you guys up so late for?
Nate asked, slightly annoyed.
It's 10 till midnight and you're in here going in the blood path again?
Tyler hesitated, but Natalia stood up straighter. Yes, Nate, it's none of your concern, she said sternly. I was just testing something.
Oh, come on, Nat.
Nate said, waving his free arm while the other still gripped the doorknob.
There's more crap you gotta do at times like these. Like going to bed or meditating. You're slaving here all day and never have a break. What are you waiting for, Natalia?
Nate snapped.
No, guys, wait!
Tyler started, being interrupted by Natalia. Somewhere in Bloodpath, Maggie is in there, most likely being taken prisoner by any of the Bloodborns, maybe more blood-owned like us. We don't know. I can't waste a single second, she said, growing angry. Tyler put a hand on her shoulder.
Nate, wait.
He began.
I don't want to waste time, and I don't want to work myself to death. Come on, guys. Mama and Papa trusted us with this ability we have for a reason. Even when they were taken away in Bloodpath, we stayed strong. If there's something we can do for Maggie, great. But we gotta try and reach a consensus.
Natalia and Nate glanced at each other. Even as a cheery guy, Nate had his vulnerable moments. As for Natalia, it was only a matter of when she would break. Natalia glanced out the window, face meeting the moonlight. She sighed. I'm sorry, Nate. I don't want Mama and Papa to be disappointed. Tyler smiled a little.
Hey, knowing that the kids work so hard would be enough.
Natalia cracked the smallest smile and nodded, Nate looking satisfied.
It's about time we lightened up. Come on, sis. You always smile like you're about to cry.
He said, walking over and playfully nudging her. Upon meeting her eyes in her intimidating death glare, he put his hands up and back toward the door.
Okay, noted. Going to bed. Yeah, don't kill me, but I love you.
Nate said, dashing back toward his room, his footsteps echoing. Natalia chuckled a little. The jerk has his points. Come on, little bro. Time for bed, Natalia said, walking to the window. Tyler sighed in agreement and walked out.
Love you, sissy.
Love you too, Natalia said, watching him go. She looked up at the moon, blinking at its light, and sighed, finally closing the curtains. I will find you. It's not goodbye yet. Aww.
Does she find her?
Does she find her?
May you gotta tell us.
Did they find her?
Did they find the warmth?
This was good. I liked the character interactions.
They've got good dynamic.
Yeah, they have a good dynamic. And a good sense of, like, different speaking voices, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
You did a good job. Congrats. All right.
Oh, Missy May, you
We'll
gotta
have to
tell
read
us
the story
now.
and see. Oh no, we'll have to read the story and see. Heck. All right, next. This is Illness by Kitatia. Oh, look at that, now we can hear. Okay, before starting the inevitable bad English disclaimer, my English isn't great because I'm not a native speaker. Feel free to fix any obvious mistakes I might have committed while you read. I hope they won't make the text impossible to enjoy. Also, context time. Back to the My Hero Academia-inspired world. Tsuko, Kate's boyfriend from the past text, is a boy whose quirk is pretty much telekinetic mimicry. His powers involve allowing him to fabricate translucent versions of objects by making the mimic that symbolizes the thing. He was also born with a hearing deficiency, and since his family wasn't the richest, the hearing aid he had from a childhood wasn't of a very good quality. It sounded pretty bad, and he didn't use it with a lot of frequency, so he got very used to silence and to using sign language. I asked my mom, who's a doctor, did some research and found out that if a child doesn't get their hearing aids at an early age, they never get used to hearing. I played with that concept to allow him to get a good hearing aid after joining the hero school. Shiro is the gadget guy, and after the friend group decided Tsuko deserved to hear well, he built an aid for him. They kept it a secret until his birthday, when 2 people went with him to a park to test it and see his reaction. Also, the 2 characters interacting with Tsuko, Kate, and Shiro learned sign language because of him, Kate because of their relationship, and Shiro because he wanted to be able to interact with them. You can read their voices if they were dialoguing through voice. Shiro is a confident, smug guy that is just vibing. I guess crimes can do him. Tsuko is a shy guy that right now is very confused and he has few lines, so Queen can do him. And Kate is trying to be a chill girl at the moment and keep her boyfriend calm. Crimes already did her, but this is before she becomes tired adult tone with life so she can be more energetic this time. Hope you are good at voicing teens. I guess Queen should narrate to balance it all.
I guess.
I guess.
Alright. So this is Tsuko. Grill. Chiro, are you sure this thing isn't gonna explode? Asked a very scared Tsuko, while he stared at the hearing aid inside the little gift box he just opened. Ichiro, his friend and his closest contact in the support department, was infamous for the explosive tendencies of his creations. His chaotic personality and methods surpassed his genius in various situations, so his hesitation was far from unwarranted. Was using one of his gadgets on a daily basis a good idea? Was hearing a good idea? His hands were shaking as he gesticulated the words, but Caitlin, sitting right by his side on the bench, pushed a hand on his shoulder and looked at his eyes.
Tsuko, everything will be fine. Chiro put a lot of effort on this project, more than you'll know and more than he wants to admit. He talked to the doctors, to his teachers, asked opinions of his classmates. He even analyzed the quirks of people with audio-related powers to max the performance of this.
Her words calmed him down a lot. She wouldn't lie to him. Kate was a very honest person. She hardly ever sugarcoated things. Doesn't matter who she's talking about.
I think, am I also... I am also Chiro.
Yeah.
Yes, man, yes, man, this aid is different from my creations that blew up, said Chiro. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out this guy's voice. I'm like, fuck, okay.
Yes, man!
Yeah, man, this aid is different from my creations that blow up.
There you go, said Chiro, gesticulating with his classic confident body language.
I did my homework researching to do this. Also, there is absolutely no explosive material on it, so there's no reason for you to be scared.
He said, now trying to sound reassuring.
You deserve more than that sad little thing you used to call your aid. Hey, don't look at me like that. This is a solely professional opinion. Okay, that's enough, Chiro,
said the girl as she lowered Chiro's hands to make him stop. She once again continued to soothe her boyfriend.
Also, we are not going to force you to use it if you don't like it, love. It's just that when we found out you already used an aid before, the idea just came to everyone's mind at the same moment. Chiro needed a project to finish his course, and you deserve the chance to hear well. Listening is pretty cool after all. Exactly! That's why we brought you to a park of all places. There are so many sounds here because it's a place where many things happen.
Suko had to agree. He raised his head to look around and saw a lot of movement in life. A father playing with his daughter, some kids flying around playing tag, two girls excitedly chatting on a bench nearby theirs, the leaves of the trees gently moving, never letting the shadow upon them be static. Those were things he'd seen before, and he could imagine how they sounded. But did he want to find out? But, what if the sounds are not what I expected?
Reality is often disappointing. But as a person that hears, I can say it probably won't this time. Please. I respect your time, but I'm starting to get a bit impatient. I worked on this aid for months just for you. Do you plan on trying it now?
Okay, mate. I'll put it on. Could you help me?
I'll help while he explains to you how it works.
Kate said as she offered her hand so Suko could give her the aid. She started to place it behind his ear as Chiro talked.
So, you have 3 buttons here. One turns down the volume of the sound you receive, the other turns it up, and the third one makes it start working.
Wait, just like that? No need for an implant?
Do you really think you need one? You are on Chiro's hands. Where we're going, we don't need implants.
Suko inhaled, pressed the third button, and started listening. A cascade of sounds flooded his ear. He got scared for a second, but lowered the volume and started sorting out the sounds. He listened to the kids screaming, the girls talking, a car passing, and the voice of a person selling popcorn. But the sounds that fascinated him the most, surely, were the little sounds of the leaves moving, and the faraway sounds of birds singing. I guess that's why my dad likes nature, he hesitantly vocalized as he looked up to the trees.
Wow, your voice sounds so cool, Suko.
Chiro said in an honestly very surprised voice.
You'll eventually get used to it, love.
Kate both vocalized and said through signs.
But if it's making you uncomfortable, you can turn it off for now, so we can go meet the others in Aunt Alicia's Aunt Alicia's bakery to eat and celebrate your birthday.
Oh, could you please give me a few more minutes? I'm liking it here. I like the bird sounds. Kate smiled patiently and filled with happiness.
Sure, we can totally wait a bit. Oh no, this is really sweet.
That's adorable.
It's very cute. It's nice to see something that, like, you know, acknowledges disability.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's really cool.
It's really sweet.
I'm glad you were able to get a hearing aid. It's just really nice.
Also, you say your bad English thing. You've got a really good range of vocabulary here.
Yeah, like there were 1 or 2 spots where I had to adjust a bit, but overall, like, honestly, I couldn't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you hadn't said anything, I would have just been like, I would have just been like, that was a typo. Yeah.
No, that was great.
Yeah, you did really good. Alright, next, anything and everything all of the time from Churro Bird.
Why is this title pissing you off?
Because it's the Welcome to the Internet song.
Oh! Nice.
Welcome to Creative Club. Have yourself a seat. Alright, so Churro says, this piece of writing is a few things. First of all, I have to give a content warning. Traveler, the POV character of this fic, is pretty messed up. So this piece does contain themes of derealization and unreality. The themes are clearly separated between Traveler's world and our own, but they're still there. Also, there's a minor description of Traveler's appearance that could be pictured as body horror. Second of all, I should explain some things that are their lore and character. I would like the Traveler to be played by Queen, since they're pretty much a shambling mess of glitches at this point. Their voice is actually probably something closer to Kit Sullivan's. However, since I know that's kind of hard to do, it's not required. In terms of personality, they're very flippant and even destructive with the world around them, and it should sound like they don't care about anything except their own goals. Finally, the story is my challenge to include every single prompt, at least in a minor way. Have fun trying to pick out each one. I'm trying to see. Okay, so I think it's the. I think you're the I think that they're the narrator. So.
I'm gonna do all of it.
Have fun.
The world will end, not with a bang, but with a whimper. Or that is what some asshole in some universe 1920s said. I wouldn't know. There's like 50 bajillion different versions of him and none of them matter. Newsflash, boys and girls are neither, and that's kind of a common theme. That I would know, considering where I live. Well, live is a strong word. Look at me. Ignore the fact that this is a text medium. I'll also have you know I made that joke way funnier than certain other writers have. Imagine living in a timeline where Canada hasn't even sunk into the sea yet. But even besides the fact I'm pretty much a walking corpse, I don't even live beyond that. None of them do. You, beyond that screen of yours, are truly the only ones alive, aren't you? Lucky bastards. What is everything in the code besides a miserable string of lines someone has written down, scribbled into a Word document transcribed straight from a notebook? All gods and their pantheons are nothing but the word vomit of the minds in reality, a force greater than anything we could comprehend. Why would one even care about their families, their marriage, any of their relationships, when they know that their only real purpose is to pull at the heartstrings of an audience you'll never meet when one of them is killed off? Truly, apathy is a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Unacceptable, even if it means you got the hurt your faves to cure it. In short, fuck your world building. I mean that in full offense. Being here, in the code, hasn't exactly done wonders for any part of me, though. My face is still covered in glitches, I can't even remember what it looks like sometimes, and then during even more times, I'm not sure if I even want to. The rotten decay is still taking home in my blood and muscles. Gross. But I suppose I should show you what I mean at the end of the day. Come further, O wall between worlds. Pick up that receiver and hear all that you could know. You always smile like you're about to cry. I should thank you, but I won't. Don't you know who I am? Yep, just don't care. I fixed you breakfast. I know it's just a bowl of cereal, but it's the only thing I won't burn. Interesting, isn't it? There's a high chance you even heard those just seconds before, or will in the moments after. And here's the fun thing about stories and the words they whisper, and that very first line I told you. The world doesn't end with a bang or a whimper. Its ending is in your hands. It ends when you set down the pen for the final time. It ends when your focus flips to the next project. It ends when the dust coats writing notebooks and with an empty Google document staring back at you, the cursor blinking. For our lifespans are so much shorter than yours. We will perform and dance until you get sick of us. And with that interest gone, we fade. Call me cynical, call me sick. But I do not have the right to want my story to actually have an ending, rather than a collapse. Even with them truly well and gone. That doesn't mean I can't dig my nails in and get what I want before that closing line. An ending isn't written with a bang or a whimper. Sometimes it's never written at all. And I'll be damned if I have to end like that.
Very cool.
Ta-da!
Neat concept. I like it. That's cool. I love me some good meta bullshit, in case that wasn't incredibly obvious.
That was really good. I like the format as well, just
Yeah.
how the text looks and everything.
Yeah, the formatting's really interesting.
Can you write some more?
I liked it.
God.
You did a good job. I liked it. It was cool.
Surprisingly, that voice was not uncomfortable. That was actually really cool.
Oh, I'm proud of you. Good job. Good job. Alright, next is Churanax Crash Course of the Vlask.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Of course it is.
To the Vlaskaj Pantheon. Here we go. Time to fuck this up. Alright, you know I couldn't resist the Pantheon prompt. This thing is essentially one big lore dump / monologue. All of it is in character from narration from Churanax, so all you're gonna need is someone to do their narration. Their way of speaking is a particularly toned version of me and Churros. Think sassy meta bastard, you know the archetype. So I had ideas for casting, but I guess based on who's here, that's thrown out the window. So Kristen, hope you're up for doing a bastard, because that out of my choices, you're the better option. Thanks, I feel very honored. Also gonna drop a pronunciation guide because there's a lot of fantasy words in here, lol. Flazkaj, Churanak, Nymphea, Adfectus, Vitanex, Churanak also has a name, Vidinex, in which there is an sound. Absence and Dimension are also mentioned here, but those are just words. Kristen is a bastard. You're not fucking, listen, I do have some bastard energy, I'm not gonna fucking lie. Okay. So, I heard one of this week's Creative Club prompts was Pantheons. Well, lucky for you, I'm here to give y'all a crash course in my Resident Universe's Pantheon in a much more entertaining way than if you just got spoon-fed a bunch of boring lore. Buckle up, kiddos, I'm about to give you a proper education. Just imagine I'm seating you all in front of a chalkboard and giving a presentation or something. I don't know, we didn't really have an art budget or time, so just use some theater of the mind, please. Wait, I just realized I forgot to introduce myself. I'd already said who I was in the preamble, but shh, it's polite to properly introduce yourself. I'm Churanak, Flazkaj, Resident God of Chaos. Just thought I should specify, considering I can think of a few other gods of chaos you might be familiar with. The universe is a big place and all that, it's neither here nor there. So, gods. Lots of universes have them. Flazkaj in particular has 6. The gods are static. No more can be made, none can stop existing. We basically embody the primal forces of the universe. We're written into the fabric of this reality. The universe was framed from the big old primordial soup of the multiverse. Big Bang happened, and poof! There's the first 2 gods, Dimension and Absence. They're basically these big fuck-off dragons that hold reality together. Dimension is space, but not just like galaxies and stuff. They're literally matter incarnate. They're really big in distance. They don't interact with people much because they're busy being the entire concept of reality, which everything is held in. Honestly, kind of lame if you ask me. Sometimes they pop around the void where me and Absence chill, but they're mostly busy being sad about their writer's block because they made the entire planet and then fucked off because they were surprised that mortals had free choice and didn't end up in the story in their head. I don't know what to tell you, man. I literally exist to embody that concept. Maybe just have some fun with it next time. Anyways, Absence is the cool sibling of these reality dragons. They're the void, just this big empty place full of nothing. It's like counteraction to reality. It's the link between our universes and others close to ours in the multiversal sphere. That's how I'm talking to you guys right now! 3 exclamation points. And Absence's entire purpose is to guard over a big empty space for all of eternity. Yeah, that sounds really boring. Trust me, I know. But they don't really seem to mind because it's kind of written into their consciousness to not care. They let me come over and hang out in the void, though. Don't tell them, but I've set up my own little gamer pad in the void where me and Vidinex hang out in. If we're gonna go down in order in which the gods were made, well, I guess who comes next? It's me! I'm doing jazz hands, but you can't see it. My entire purpose is to, well, be the concept of choice, freedom, and probability. I know a lot of people strictly see chaos as a tool for destruction and suffering, which I can do if you ask nicely, smiley face. But my existence basically enables our universe to be the one where people can do whatever the hell they want. And you know what? That's pretty rad. It's kind of wild all the other gods are chained to their jobs like some sort of prison, but guess what? I can literally do whatever I fucking want because that's my job! Which is why I'm talking to y'all instead of doing godly responsibilities or whatever. Which I would love to keep talking about me. Wow, I fucked that line up my fucking bad. It let me do one over. Well, I would love to keep talking about me. I do have a word limit here, so we're gonna speed run this and move on to Nymphea. There's some weird, furry, chimera, eldritch thing that embodies nature and the primal energy of the planet. Also, they're a huge bitch! Fun fact, nature isn't just a bunch of nice and pretty plants. They embody all of it. Natural disasters, the carnage of the wilds, primordial savagery. It's a fun time. Do not under any circumstances talk to them. They probably will smite you on the basis of doing anything close to harming the planet. Captain Planet is a hero. Well, you've got a planet, you've also got to have people living on it, right? Well, after the 3 gods that secured the nature of reality form, plus the one that made the worlds for mortals to live in it, as life began to form, Adfectus was made. So they're the god of consciousness. Unfortunately, that's kind of a heavy load. This bitch is the eldritch horror that causes sanity damage to themselves. They're made of abstract thoughts, and, like, their physical form is basically the eldritch version of a 90s arcade carpet. Sounds neat, right? Well, they can literally hear and feel every thought everyone on all worlds are feeling at all times. Big yikes, bro. Must hurt real bad. And that almost rounds out our gods. We've got one more to discuss. What's mortality without life and death? Nobody but the gods can live forever, and that's where Vidi next comes in. That's my good old pal, the angle to my double and all that. Okay, their name is actually Vita Next, but nicknames are fun. Unfortunately, despite being my partner in crime and an absolute blast to be around despite not understanding half the things I say, they're also very busy. Guiding the souls of the dead is a job that unfortunately doesn't get a lot of breaks, even with the ability to project multiple consciousnesses. So they really embody that tired retail worker vibe. The balance of life and death is a delicate thing, and they do their best to keep that up. Well, I would love to talk to y'all more about my Pantheon, but unfortunately it looks like my word limit is almost out and someone's yelling at me to get off the stage. So, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Cookies and punch are by the door. Alright.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thanks, Churanek.
Thanks, Churanek.
That was cute.
You're making me realize Churanek is just Murder God and Murder God plus Chaos. You're not wrong. Thank you. I had fun. I had a fun time. Alright, excellent. Listen, I've played Chaos Gods before, actually. This isn't the first one. Alright, good times. That was fun. This was a good ramble. I had a good time. Alright, moving on. So, next we have A Normal Morning in Berlin by Kara Universe. Can't believe we're getting off of the Pantheon, getting off the Pantheon seat for a bit, I think.
Now we're on to lesbians.
Now ooh, yay! This is for the prompt, I fixed you breakfast. I know it's just a bowl of cereal, but it's the only thing that I wouldn't burn. So these characters are me and Drift's characters, Amory and Annalise, and since I am going to be using Annalise for a campaign, I wanted to write about their life. Hopefully it's good. It's been over a year since I wrote. Also, no one is required to do a German accent because I can't, and there is a translated part in parentheses for one phrase I say in German. Annalise is small, gay, baby crimes. Has Sybil energy with a bit more recklessness like Mason, but also soft for her partner. I am casting Kristen because of this. Amory, former gay criminal and Annalise's partner. Talks very calmly, slow and decisive, but also tired of girlfriend shenanigans while still loving her dearly. I am casting Queen for Drift's NB baby. You know what?
I'll narrate.
Thank you. I just did a whole narrate. You narrate.
Yeah! Lesbians. Okay, sorry.
Lesbians.
The sun seeped into the room and crept upon Amory's face. Amory begins to blink to try to hug the person in their arms, only to find them empty. Annalise wasn't one to get up early as she usually went to work or her other escapades. The day before, Amory had picked Annalise up from the El Dorado and dragged the drunk lady back to their apartment. This happened way more often than what Amory liked, but they knew that Annalise would be fine in the end. But nevertheless, it was probably best to go find where their girlfriend had gone off to. Amory got up and out of bed. Once leaving the bedroom, they looked to find Annalise over at the one place that screamed danger, the kitchen. Amory goes towards Annalise as she pours milk into a pot. Annalise, what are you cooking inside there? Amory asked concerned. Annalise looked up to see Amory and bounces for a second, splashing some milk out of the pot.
Cereal?
Sorry, that was a cute voice. Amory looked at Annalise and steps closer to see some cornflakes and milk. Annalise, you do realize we do have bowls, right? Annalise replied.
Well, I tried, but it's too hard to reach, and I may have fallen while climbing on top of the countertop, so why not a pot instead? It is basically just a metal bowl.
Annalise sighed, taking... Oh, I think that's Amory's side. Yeah, Amory's side.
Yes.
Liz sighed, taking the pot away from Annalise and putting it in the sink. You know, you could have woken me up if you wanted something to eat.
I know.
Annalise looked down on the floor as she spoke.
But I wanted to fix you breakfast. I know it's only cereal, but it's the only thing I won't burn.
Amory looked at Annalise and kisses her on the forehead as she hugged them back. I don't know.
Itli ditch. I don't actually know.
Itli ditch. Okay. Itli ditch, Annalise. You don't need to do that for me. Next time, just wake me up, and maybe instead we try to cook together. I'll try to make sure it doesn't burn down while doing so. Annalise nods and smiles back at Amory. She pulls Amory down enough to kiss them on the cheek. And I'm guessing from early you woke up that you at... What? I'm guessing from early you woke up that you at breakfast too, right? Amory asked Annalise the simple question. Annalise chuckles before trying to run, only for Amory to stop and grab them. Annalise, you need to eat, Amory said sternly.
No, but I'm not hungry!
Annalise exclaims as she tries to get out of Amory's arms. Oh my god, I love them!
They're adorable.
I love them!
They're so cute. I love them so much.
Kristen, do you want to be lesbians with me?
Always.
Hell yeah.
I was like, oh no, Queen, we're gonna have to play lesbians together. Oh, what a shame!
Oh god, I love the dynamic of like a sort of. It's kind of like the Ace and Jack thing I did as well, like the sort of smaller, more chaotic person than the taller, just I can't give a fuck anymore person.
Yes, I am also. I'm a real sucker for small disaster with tall takes care of the disaster. Just absolute fucking sucker. Love that shit. Cannot get enough of it. In case it wasn't clear from characters that I've made and relationships that I like. Anyway, moving on. Ah, from how early you woke up that you ate breakfast.
Oh.
Ah, okay, thank you. You've clarified. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
God.
Let's go, lesbians.
Let's go. All right, next. I think next
This one.
is Don't You Know Who I Am? I Don't Care prompt by Man of Many Characters. Context: this should be considered both the above prompt and a little bit of the pantheon, as it involves two members of my planned War of Morality campaign. It features one of the gods reflecting on what has happened to him ever since he was locked away, while also receiving a visitor. Characters: Ongura, the imprisoned god. A poor man regretful of what he has done in the past. I picked Queen since I think her voice for Rax could be a close fit. Womana/Drazalia. Think Azalea like a flower but with the D in front of it. One of the heroes from the war against evil and also the founder of the kingdom that shares her name. Carries a stoic air about her but is very compassionate. Go nuts, Kristen. Narrator. Breaking tradition, I picked Queen to narrate!
Oh my god, me? Okay.
So what is it? Ongru. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
Ongura and then Drazalia.
Drazalia, cool. It was an ordinary day. Anywhere else, any normal person would be going about their day, doing normal things. But sadly, he did not get the chance for such a life. He was stuck in complete darkness, unable to see anything around him. It was pitch black under the mountain, but his eyes eventually got used to it. Besides, he couldn't leave that place, not even if he wanted to. Strangely, he never did. He was fine with staying in his prison. The world didn't need him, but at the same time, it somehow did. He was their scapegoat. He doesn't know why he was or who chose him, but he was. Amidst his silence and contemplation, he heard a loud boom on the mountainside. Nobody normal would ever come near the mountain, so it had to be her. He picked himself off the floor so he wouldn't be laying down, then popped his joints. His chains rattled as he moved. Soon he saw the light of torch approaching from the hallway. And then he saw her. She was always... What? She always chose. Okay.
Yeah.
Grammar, what's that?
Yeah.
She always chose the look of an older elven woman with golden blonde hair and piercing green eyes. Perhaps if she actually was a normal person, her appearance wouldn't look so different. She approached him, the light of her torch reflecting off the golden barrier that surrounded him, and eventually revealing him to her. He was still a disheveled man with messy, long, uncut hair that could reach down to his waist, wearing old and dirty peasant rags. She stood before him. Visiting day, huh? Last one doesn't seem too long ago.
Considering the longevity given to you, I understand why it must seem that way. But it has, in fact, been a decade.
The man smiles a little. 10 weeks really takes a while. The woman chuckles a little, then sits down in front of him. She pulls out a small basket and takes out 2 sandwiches. One disappears, then reappears in front of the man. He slowly picks it up and takes a bite.
I know you do not need to eat, but I imagine something here and there is nice.
This one is kind of sweet. What's in it?
It's just a simple mixed berry jam spread. It is from one of the orchards in Tadium's Providence.
The man looks down at the rest of the sandwich, then back at the woman. Why do you keep being nice to me? Don't you know who I am? Have you forgotten already?
No, I have not forgotten. I just do not care.
Then why? Why does Drazalia, one of the heroes of the Calamity, and Gold Dragon that sealed me away, take pity on evil?
Because you aren't evil. Or at least, this version of you isn't.
The man becomes silent, looking down at the corner. The woman known as Dressalia scoots closer to the barrier.
Have you recovered any memories? Your home? Your life? Your real name?
He shakes his head. No. Not that it would matter anyway. That can't be me anymore anyway. Dressalia grew quiet. She looks down at the sandwich crust in her hand, then back at him. She opens her mouth to speak, but he cuts her off. Please don't try to make me feel better. Having the title Root of All Evil doesn't create a lot of room for cheer.
Angura.
I'm responsible for everything bad in this world. Bad thoughts, that's me. Did you kill someone? My bad. Did you steal someone's body? Whoops! Dressalia flicks the barrier and a bullet of energy hits him in the forehead. Ow!
Looks like your nerves still work.
The man known as Ungro groans, then looks at Dressalia. He scoots closer to the barrier as well, and the two of them stare at one another for a bit. The disguised dragon smiles, then puts a hand on the barrier. The man in peasant robes reaches his hand out as well, and puts it on the area where it would meet hers, his chains clinking and rattling as he did so. Why couldn't we have met before I was blamed for everything wrong with the world?
I wish I knew. I would have tried to defend you.
She pulls her hand back from the barrier and holds her head. Ungara looks troubled. The corruption is happening already. You should go. Thank you for the food. Dressalia looks at him with a sad expression, then nods and stands.
I will see you again. I promise.
Of course. Of course, the last words you ever said to me would be a lie.
Rip. Oof.
Aw.
That's a big oof at the end there. Shit, my heart.
I really like that.
Yeah, it's a really strong concept. I like they needed him to be a scapegoat thing. Like that,
Mhm.
I don't know, that says so much in like the one line. It's really good. I just want him to be happy. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did a good job.
And she takes pity on him, but she still doesn't
Aw.
win. I like it. It's a nice dynamic.
It's really good. Alright, moving on. The Perfect Serum of Power. I believe this next one is by Hexcavleo. Context, kind of world building. This is for my story Witch Hunt. There's not really a lot of dialogue, so it's mostly just me trying to explain a thing into a cohesive narrative. Basically, just choose who does basic narration that's basic and who gets to voice for an ad-like sequence and a doctor in italics. I want to be the ad voice.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Insert 1900s ad music. As a counter to the witch's magic, the Protific Corporation, the Corp for short, came up with a serum to enhance a human's physical strength and tenacity. The serum was perfect! Finally, the Corp had a chance to stand against the Coven Sorcerer. The serum had no flaw. The serum worked on anyone!
The serum was imperfect. Of course no one knew that, or rather, the Corp ignored those suffering. The developers of the serum were never informed, and so a cure was never made. An antidote never existed. There was no turning back. Some people's blood was incompatible. While the serum did work and increase the victim's physical abilities, the serum would become toxic and attack one of the victim's internal organs. The other symptom was that the victim's hair would naturally bleach, as if their hair aged faster than the rest of the body. The serum was given to most soldiers of the Corp and potential recruits. Said recruits were children of members of the Corp. However, they were never forced to continue that path if they didn't wish to do so. Sorry. For a narcissistic martial arts prodigy, the loss of his eyesight was nothing. In the end, he was more praised for being able to fight despite being blind. For a laid-back girl, the loss of her sense of smell was but a minor inconvenience. She yearned to be able to taste her favorite dishes and smell the fresh air again. But then again, there were so many terrible odors to avoid. For a kind boy, the inability to eat to his heart's content was annoying, but tolerable. He did loathe his inability to eat homemade food, which made him seem more cold than he really was. For an athletic girl who loved running, her lung condition could be nothing but a curse. Hijiri Taijiki had drawn the short end of the straw. Joining the track team in the middle school, she was beaming as she saw herself improving. Unfortunately, as time went on, while she ran faster than anyone else, she ran out of breath quicker than anyone else. Her brown hair was slowly fading to white. One day she collapsed while having what seemed like an asthma attack, which confused her coach and everyone around. After all, she had no medical record. Being distrustful of the corp doctors, her patients insisted on seeing. Hijiri asked her coach to go see a regular doctor. Her coach agreed, worried about her. After an examination, the doctor announced,
Whatever the girl has is unheard of. Her lungs look like those of a regular adult smoker, which is odd since there is no such substance found in her body. I highly suggest not having her do so much exercise as it takes a heavy toll on her lungs. Unfortunately, I don't think she could live past, at most, the age of 55.
Hijiri was quietly sobbing. She once had a dream of participating in the Olympics and running her heart out in competitions. But that dream died.
Oof.
Wow.
Oof.
That's really okay, so I bought a book recently called Mr. Renyo Clacton's Offer. Don't know why I'm quoting that book, because that's not the book I'm talking about. But there's another book. I was like, oh, pick up this book. Wait, that's not the right book. Here, it's on my thing. Talk, Kristen, whilst I find this.
Welcome to the internet. Have yourself a seat. Have yourself a seat.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Welcome to the internet. Take a look around. Anything that da can be found. I wish I could remember all the words
Here it
to
is.
this song.
It's by Angela Carter, and it's The Infernal Design Machines of Dr. Hoffman. And it's about this doctor who you, like, never see. But he basically comes up with this way for, like, this whole city to just, like, hallucinate everything. So it gets to a point where nobody can figure out what's real and what isn't. Mm-hmm. And this reminds me a bit of that. Like, you know, a kind of, like, doctor or, like, corporation manages to manipulate the world in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's really cool.
Nice. Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I like how it's like, you know, all the others lost something that didn't necessarily stop them, but this person, not only did she lose something, it was what she needed for what she was taking the thing for. Rip.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool.
It's a good time.
Good job. I liked it a lot. Alright. So, next. Alright, this is Internet Creative Club, Ruling Punk from the Galactic Catfish. I kinda just wrote a 400-word info dump on the creation myth. The only voice is a narrator, so I suppose whoever hasn't read as many rules so far can go for it. I will read this one. You have narrated multiple things.
Sure, thanks.
How things came to be, the Pantheon of In. No one's certain what there was before existence. The simple word that could describe it is nothing. But to have nothing, there must be the possibility of something, and that came in the form of existence. Unfortunately for existence, there was not much to do, as it was the first thing to exist, so it had to make do on its own. It created and destroyed without so much thought. No one knows how, but two of its creations just so happened to stay. They say energy was far too fast to be caught by existence, and so it kept flying around, trailing light behind it, waiting for something. Anything, really. The other creation to stick was Lortel, a vast stretch of land run along Lortel's back through existence. Lortel was also the first one to be truly sentient. Existence and energy thought about things, sure, but they never really cared much about anything. But Lortel cared. Lortel cared about everything and anything far more than they could ever handle. Their tears ran through their cracks and crevices, grinding them down until Lortel shattered into an uncountable amount of pieces. Some tears stuck to the pieces, and those that didn't collected together to form their own being. Hydrise, the being that exists in the smallest creeks and greatest oceans. There are many theories as to what happened to Lortel. Some say their spirit moved on to Hydrise, others believed it was split between them, and yet more think they exist as separate entities. But the most prevailing theory is that Lortel is dead and Hydrise's mind is their own. There is one last member of the Pantheon, though no one is entirely sure how they came to be. One day, Hydrise spotted a strange round object on one of Lortel's pieces. It cracked and shook, and when it split open, a bird came out. The bird grew from a chick to an ancient beast, before curling up as it died and its body solidified into a new egg. Exxon Voltur is this everlasting stretch of time, and the cycles of everything that begins and ends within it. Within cycles come life, and with life comes people, and with people comes knowledge and worship and ascension. But that's a story for another day. Interesting!
Nice.
There's a lot of things going on here, I'm curious. I like it. It's interesting. I'm
I
a
like the
sucker
little-
for like existence existed, which is neat.
I like the little phoenix symbolism thing.
You gotta have a phoenix symbol.
Yeah.
You just gotta.
Sup, I'm alive and I'm dead and now I'm an egg.
And now I'm
Yo.
Excellent. Very cool. Next is from Drifttail. Esafir Essie Nadvitsky, they them. Russian, you don't have to do an accent. Alto tenor, very tired and absolutely done with everything. Sounds like they're in their mid-20s, even though they're not even 20 yet. Queen. Anne-Marie Ziegler, she, they. German, you don't have to do an accent. Alto mezzo, calm and collected. Sounds their age. 20. Kristen. Narrator, also queen, I suppose?
Why not?
Godspeed.
Alright, mentions of alcohol and fire. How do you pronounce this? Essie.
Essie.
Alright. Essie lied down in their bed, unable to sleep. They were tired, and their work certainly didn't make it better. But even though they were so tired, they found it difficult to fall asleep. They didn't know why. The room was silent and dark. They were comfortable in their bed, but they still couldn't rest. They glanced over to the clock. It was 2 a.m. Well, that was just great. They were stupid to think that maybe today was the day they would finally be able to rest. But it's like every other day since they moved to Berlin. And they thought the alcohol would help. They really thought it would. It helped with other things. Why didn't it help? The phone outside their bedroom began to ring. Essie groaned and got out of bed. Who'd be calling at this hour? Rarely anyone called them, so the call itself was a surprise. They picked it up and spoke into the phone. Hello?
Ah, Essie. I'm honestly surprised you picked up.
Amory was on the other end. Amory, why are you awake at 2 a.m.?
I could ask you the same thing. Wasn't the bar very busy today?
It was, but even though I'm tired, my body just refuses to let me fall asleep.
Well, if it helps, maybe try, I don't know, using a sedative?
I've tried that already, doesn't work.
That's concerning.
Oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. Why are you up at this hour?
I'm just waiting for Annalise to come back home. This girl gave me cereal in a pot this morning. Can you believe that?
Knowing her, yes.
She said it was because it was the only thing she wouldn't burn. Which is true. Last time she tried to cook something, she almost burned the house down. God, I love her, but I really have to teach her how to cook. Dealing with fire isn't fun.
As someone who's caught on fire multiple times, it really isn't. There was a moment of awkward silence before Amory spoke up.
Context? Please?
Cigarettes and linen do not mix. My brother was pretty careless with smoking, but it was fine. The fire never really did any significant damage. If anything, he was doing worse than I did when he caught on fire. There was another moment of silence. He survived, don't worry.
You know, that somehow concerns me more.
Essie laughed a bit. Understandable. Honestly, that wasn't even the worst of it.
You concern me a lot. You know that, right?
I know. Through the phone, Essie heard a door open. Amory put the phone down a bit and said,
Ah, Annalise is back. Well, I have to go now. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Amory hung up and Essie was once more left in silence.
Rip.
Ah, the lesbians are back.
The lesbians are back. Some good banter and interesting, discussion in here. It's good. I like the character dynamic.
I love a tired lad.
We stand a tired lad.
Can all your OCs chat just be tired from now on?
Just be tired to make up for the fact that we're tired.
And the fact that it's 3:30 in the morning for me.
Yep. Mood. Alright. From Ploops. Prompt. Don't you know who I am? Yep, I just don't care, with some pantheon as a treat. Narrator. Queen. Unless someone else shows up, I'll reconsider my life choices. Jan Evedon. Queen, you get Ploopskin. Congrats. Lower voice, not too low. Dead to the world. Fairly bored unless text says otherwise. Murder God. I wonder who should play Murder God. Synopsis. This is my DMPOC, do not steal. A special thing about them, which I won't spoil why, is that they can't sleep in their rooms. Surprise, the insomniac made a sleeper that doesn't sleep. I like to play with the idea that Murder God occasionally pops in to be like, are you asleep yet? No, they aren't. Why aren't you asleep? Here's one such encounter after a game on a pirate ship where Jan, as a pirate lady, killed Ezra. Also, did I mention they're playing their own game where they have to kill every awakened in a game, one per game, without getting caught? Well, that's a thing.
Whoopsie-doo. God, alright. Ugh, words. What is this
I think they're becoming the person.
Legree! God, I love it. Alright, Anne Legree entered the room with a slam of the door behind her. She dropped her pirate satchel and made a direct beeline for the shower door. As she felt the warm French water spray on her skin, she felt her body change to a more comfortable form. First her hair shortening, turning from the long frayed blonde locks to the all too familiar undercut style. Today's colour of choice from the top pile of hair being a neon blue with teal streaks. They felt their height rise, their legs longer and thicker than the toned pirate form they'd before. His face slowly became a scratchy, a matching teal-coloured beard sprouting. He shut the water off, grabbing a towel, and headed into the room. The fairy lights above flickered, signing that no, a game was not about to start. With a sigh of relief, Jan walked over to the closest wardrobe machine. Giving a whirl, he grabbed some vintage cup design mid-thigh shorts and a pink tag crop top, hopped in the clothes, and leapt onto his bed. The lights turned off right as he hit his bed, a movement well polished with time. Jan sighed, ready to wait out the next amount of time until the next manila folder finds its way into his mail slot. Or that was the idea, but she had different plans. Apparently by the door slamming open, lights popping back on, bursting a couple balls from the quick electric pulse. Jan falling off the bed with a thud. Murder God ignored this, storming in directly towards a shelf stocked lightly with alcohol, grabbing a pre-made wine glass and downing it.
I don't understand why you had to choose a pirate ship as your destination for killing. It's very annoying.
Jan didn't move, his legs still leaning on the bed. I don't choose the destination nor the target, hun. I just work around it. Not my fault you dislike the sea spray. I think it builds character. The god spit taked a drink.
Builds character? Builds character? Who are you to tell me that? Don't you know who I am?
Yup. He slung his legs on the floor, sitting up. I just don't care. You younger gods are so particular. I've met kings less needed than you, sweetheart. Murder God put her empty hand in her head.
God, you just don't make sense to me.
Jan hopped back up on his bed. What, because I don't sleep? Does your little god manual not include what to do with me?
Well, yeah, but also, your knowledge makes no sense to me. Your existence makes no sense to me. The fact that you know your name confuses me. Also, I don't know if I can kill you.
Jan stopped for a moment. I mean, he scratched his chin. I'm not sure. I would think I could come back like I always do. Never a problem for me in the past. MG took another sip.
That too? This goddess you keep mentioning? Are you sure you weren't making up gods, kid?
Well, if you would ask me about her, I'd tell you. You're the one who assumes you know my story, when in reality you know so little. MG ignored the jab and looked expectantly. Jan, meanwhile, grabbed a glass of water and chugged it. She sighed.
Fine. Would you tell me about your goddess?
Thought you'd never ask. And Zadora, a goddess of tranquility and solitude. She and her pet bear, Ezekius, lived alone. She became lonely and assigned herself a millennium of solitude, sending her pet to Earth and chose me to come to her after the millennium ends. She has no care for the affairs of other gods and just vibes. Also, her outfit is very soft. Murder God nodded, waiting for more.
And?
Nope, that's all I know. I met her once when I was 12 and she doesn't have other followers. What do you want me to make up? Murder God sighed.
Fine. Well.
She set down the glass.
I'll come grab you later.
She went to leave.
Wait, no. I need to know how you know your name.
Jan slicked his hair back as the lights flickered again. Oh, sweetie. Jan was just the Elias. You gotta figure out my story in your own love. Murder God slammed the door in an exasperated sigh. Jan walked over to the billboard. Tommy, huh? He read the bio a bit. Should be an easy fun kill. He went over to his closet. Down to the crypt we go. Why are you gonna kill Tommy?
Why do you people always have to bring in god OCs to be mean to my god OC? Do you listen, I understand that it's fun to make her, like, be mad, because, like, her default setting is mad. But, like, she gets bullied enough. Leave her alone. Like, leave her alone.
Leave Murder God alone.
Leave Murder God alone, you jackals.
To reassure you, Kristen, if Raxadal ever met Murder God, he would take her out on a date, but the date would probably involve him just going, yeah, okay.
Have you heard this bullshit? Listen, I understand Murder God is very bullyable, but listen, I've been playing bullied Murder God for like an hour now, and sometimes you get tired. He's an interesting character. It seems like an interesting character. It seems like a cool concept.
We still love her.
We
Okay.
still love him. You gotta love this shit.
Yeah. Also, I think you skipped one before
Did
Poops'
I?
A basic pantheon of Legacy of the Moon.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry, Tara. Fuck.
You missed Terra's?
I missed Tara's. I'm sorry, Tara. I failed you. Please forgive me.
Why is the pronunciation guide at the bottom?
No time to add a narrative, so here's just a general overview. Whoever has the closest birthday has to narrate.
I think that's you.
I think that's me. Okay. In the beginning, there was only the barren ancient earth. A crone since her first breath, she watched over the bare stone of the world. Then, from another realm, came the many gods of a dying earth much like this. They brought magic to give the world new life, and from this magic, the mortal races were born. Through their beliefs, combined with the magic in them, new gods were born. The first new god from this magic was the Hooded Lady. She was a silent, mysterious goddess who ascended from mortality to become the veiled goddess of death. She is the Maiden of Owls who guards the gates from the underworld. Next, from the ancient herself, came Lapis Lazuli and Militia, goddess of weather. Lapis the feathered serpent is goddess of rain, fertility of the land, and of mercy. Her younger sister Militia, I think this is different, is the eagle goddess of war, justice, and storms. Lapis married the black beast, god of hedonism, lust, fertility of men and beasts, and of the untamed wilds. Together, they conceived many small gods and filled the land with life. Militia longed for a child of her own, and so she and the beast gave birth to Vianor, god of invention, lightning, and electricity. From the mortal realm also came the Sisters of Retribution. Briaris and Reyna were born from the urge to balance the scales of power. Briaris is the rabbit goddess of thieves, scholars, mysteries, and loss of property. Reyna is the fox goddess of assassins, students, and slaves. Together, they are the goddesses invoked whenever tyrants rear their heads above their people. Reyna later married Lupita, non-binary wolf deity of shapeshifters, travelers, sailors, and rivers, alongside Magrim, bear god of homes, domesticity, families, and lakes. The three have only one child between them, birthed from Maugrim. He is Dragomir, ram god of horned agreements, arranged marriages, and pastures. He is husband to Gloraville, dear goddess of trysts, forbidden romances, and flowers. She is child of the beast and the Briaris after a lost wager. There are other, smaller gods, but these are the 12 who make up the pantheon of the world of Legacy of the Moon. And they watch over this world and its protectors and guides. Thank goodness! Here's the pronunciations!
So
Militia.
So basically...
Okay, so I was
they
right
all-
on that.
Yeah, go on.
Vianor. Okay, so I got that one correct. Briarsi. Briarsi, okay. Reyna, got that one correct. Lupita, okay. Maugrim, okay, got that one right. Dragomir, not even gonna attempt, but here's a handy-dandy link.
And Gloriavel.
Wait, we're gonna listen to this.
Okay.
Dragomir, thank you, pronunciation guide. Gloriavel, okay, so I got those correct. And then there's a bunch of other information down here that folks can read if they want.
So basically, they all fuck.
They all fuck!
I love it.
All these gods fuck. It's like an answer sheet after you take a quiz. No, it's really cool. Like, even from this small bit, you can tell there's a ton here. Which is really neat. I like that it seems so intricate and, like, it has so many cool things going on with it.
Mm-hmm. Also, I love, like, because I'm a fan of gods in general, I love reading about, like, parentage and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because, man, the gods fuck.
Gods fuck. If your gods ain't fucking, what kind of gods are they? You're probably, well, I guess it would be kind of interesting to have gods that were just, like, super asexual, like, the most ace. I don't know, as someone who comes from, like, an evangelical background, I'm like, don't you know? All other gods fuck.
God.
Anyway, these gods fuck. Thank you,
Right.
Tara. These are neat.
That was great.
Next, we're going to "Hey Murder God" by by Phoenix Rising, not
By
Uprising. Uprising Attorney wrote this.
Oh,
Okay.
because it's rising.
Yes, I'm tired. All
All
right.
right. Can I play Loki?
Yes, you can play Loki.
Thank you.
All right. Murder God was having the best time of her life staring ahead at the blank page on her computer screen. Writer's block is the worst, and it could only be even worse when it's at work. Odin either didn't know the void given breath or just didn't care. All that she knew was that she had to bring in even more scans to her boss. She didn't even know why. Not like she cared. Come on, Fate, just come up with anything. I mean, what's the alternative? Actual work? She shuddered at the thought, then kept chewing at the end of her pencil. Her mind was foggy with little to no ideas at all, and it was about to become even worse. Ring, ring! No, Murder God, don't pick it up. She stared intently at the buzzing phone. Don't you fucking dare. Just start writing any good thing that comes to mind. You want Netflix to come knocking? Start writing. Her coal, smoky-looking hand started to shift closer to the phone. No. Stop it. Move that hand away. Put it down. Don't pick it up. Damn it, me! She sighed to herself and heard the worst sound in the world on the other end.
Hey, isn't it my favorite god?
Apart from yourself, Loki, what do you want?
Oh, nothing. It's just that. Do you want to know something?
God damn it, not again.
I'm on Disney Plus, Emmy. I'm making all kinds of Marvel money.
I know, Loki. Fate gritted her fangs and started to massage her forehead. And you sound so smug about it for the 6th fucking time.
Well, when you get as famous as me, you have to gloat a little, don't you?
Murder God nodded, slowly phasing out a long-winded rant about how great he thinks he is. But she couldn't help but start typing up murder ideas to try on the red-haired glasses Tumblr boy. She knew it would have been temporary anyway, but it was a fun writing exercise as well as a nice murder exercise.
But enough about me and my millions of views on a popular streaming service. That was the grand finale, your magnum opus. How many views did you get?
Murder God couldn't see him, but she could feel the smug grin just radiating from her phone. She felt her brain cells die one by fucking one. One day, Murder, you might just kill that wannabe Discord. Loki, you know I only brought in 100 viewers. You were one of them.
Yeah, kinda sucks, don't it? And there's this guy, looks a lot like me, but less cool. He acts like he's a better trickster god than me? What's up with that?
Fate rolled her eyes as she hung up, then looked at her pages upon pages of her murder ideas. Wow, that looks like a lot. She whistled. Oh, my whistle's not working today. Thank you. I have a lot of unresolved feelings with that guy. I probably should at least talk to Zeffy about it. She rubbed her chin with the idea. Nah, as if I'm gonna talk about my feelings. And then the phone rang again. Loki was just chuckling on the other end.
Wow, is little Emmy jealous of my success?
We both agree that Zeffy is the only one that can call me that. She yelled down at her phone. She was quick to realize what just slipped out and poked her head out of the gray, dull cubicle. Thankfully, there's no Aphrodite, that grass, and no Odin or Thor. She slowly slunk back down her plastic computer seat and started to whisper, yelling, I don't give a shit about your Disney Plus thing! You're not even in it! Tom Hiddleston is! A far better Loki than you! He's in it!
Okay. Ow, you just hurt my feelings.
Loki spoke in mock pain. Good! No less than you deserve! Fate hissed as her red eyes glowed like an inferno.
But who needs feelings when you have Mickey Mouse money?
Murder God growled as she started prodding her desk with her head. He'll eventually hang up. He'll eventually hang up. He'll eventually hang up. She repeated that in her head.
Anyway, less famous god, I gotta go. I'm going under a tunnel in my new car, which I got with Disney money. I'm going to Disney World in it with my very cool, awesome sunglasses. Okay, thanks, love you, bye!
Murder God's whole body was bright red, even the wings. If she were any more red, she would be cooking like a chicken on a fryer. She knew she must restrain the anger. And then the phone rang again. What the ever-loving blessed stars fuck do you want?
Oh, Emmy, bad day at work. Is this a bad time?
Came a soft, sensual purr. Oh fuck, I just yelled at my girlfriend. Not girlfriend! Rage was quickly replaced with embarrassment and anger.
Don't worry, love.
Zeffy chuckled.
I know just how to make you feel all better. It's really private, too.
She whispered.
Are you on speakerphone? I'm wearing your favorite dress.
Faye just couldn't take it. She quickly hung up and hid the phone on her desk. Nope, bad time to think about Zeffy in that way. She sighed and just got back to work finally. I'm going to lose my voice with the yelling too, she lamented, her face full of embarrassment and shame. Zeffy, you can't phone sex call me at work. You can't phone sex call me at work.
Oh my god, thank you for more working week content!
More working week content! I love the OT3 bullshit!
Anyway,
Listen.
less famous god.
Listen. With Chaos God here, I do really love Chaos God. Like, I do. I love him. But, like, Loki, though. He's a different sort of bastard, and I love him. I love him so much. He would be getting residuals from fucking Loki, and he would be very proud of it. That bastard. I love it. Thank you. Okay, next is some
Sleepy's,
music that actually. Oh yeah, Sleepy is next. You're correct. Okay, Sleepy. The End of an Era, A Fallen Empire's Bad End AU. This is a follow-up to my streaming submission last week showing the context between the Mal Esgal designs. Apologies ahead of time for the sad. Cast: Malifane, Crimes, Lady Fumhar, Queen, Esgal, Crimes. Why am I okay? I guess because you're Quintessa. Queen, narrator, Queen.
Oh, fucking yes. Okay. After a final heavy hit, Malifane fell to his knees, gasping for breath. One of the heroes of Irion who had helped take down the Mind Flayer Rankle was still unable to take on one of his greatest foes. A taunting laugh echoed through the battle arena. Oh, poor little Malifane. How many times are we going to go through this? How many times are you going to try and save your poor mother and fail? With great effort, Malifane looked up to look his assailant in the eye. Lady Famar was walking up to him using magic to heal the wounds from their battle. He spit blood at her feet.
Shut up.
He gasped out.
I am going to do whatever it takes to save her. I saved Irion. I can save her too.
Grunting, he shakily got back on his feet, trying to draw his bow with shaking hands. Rolling her eyes, Lady Famar simply placed a gentle hand on his. But you're so tired. And every time we fight, Azalea's condition only gets worse. You've seen how her body withers. Even in a catatonic state, her mind is plagued by the pact we made oh so long ago. Lady Famar's hand drifted from Malifane's hand to his face. And you know fully well by now that not even the grace of death can take her as long as I'm around. In a cry of defiance, Malifane pushed her away.
Exactly. That's why I have to kill you. So I can save her. I'm supposed to be a hero. So I'm going to do the one thing I've needed to do from the start.
Pushing her away, he quickly loosed an arrow, but the shot went wide. Snapping her fingers, thorny vines quickly wrapped around Mal, constricting his movement. And yet, I still live. Just as you grow stronger, so do I. And your desperation makes you weak. Which is why I'm willing to throw you a bone. Lady Famar smirked as Mal's face twisted in confusion. I've offered you this before, and you so rudely rejected it, yet here we are. Take her place. Make a pact with me, and be my little guard dog. You know you can't win. And even if you could, how broken would your mother be when you got her back? I'd be surprised if she could even speak a word to you. I'd be even more surprised if she could even survive being awoken in the state she's in. Silence followed as Malifane considered her offer. His mind drifted to his friends and his family, but guilt was clouding his judgment.
The hero of Irion.
He pondered.
Someone so strong, but he was always too weak to save the person so important to him.
He thought. More silence passed and Lady Famar spoke up. Come on, dear, I haven't got all...
Fine.
Malifane cut in. The word was hollow. Absolute.
I'll take your deal.
Lady Famar grinned. I knew you'd see things my way eventually. The bindings around Malifane quickly reverted back in the ground as Lady Famar held out her hand. Then the deal shall be made. You shall pledge all of yourself to me. Your mind, body, and soul shall be in eternal servitude to me as my guard dog. In return, your mother shall be returned, the picture of perfect health. This is agreeable to you. And after a moment of hesitation, Malifane took her hand. Ethereal tree branches wrapped around the pair's arms, and quickly Malifane felt his body changing and twisting. His ears elongated, his fingers turned into claws, and he felt his bones popping as his legs twisted into a canine form. His skin itched as patches of grey and white fur appeared, topped up with a bright red collar inlaid with vines and autumn leaves. Lady Famar smiled. You have one night. Gather your things and say goodbye to your family. You'll know where to find me. And in a cool, full breeze, she was gone. Shame racking his body, Malifane walked home, stumbling through the front door. The house was quiet until his ears picked up on sobbing. In a blind panic, he ran upstairs to his bedroom to find a crying Quintessa being comforted by Escal. However, it was quickly became clear as to why. Just as Malifane's body had been changed, so had Escal's. Hearing his entrance, the two quickly looked up at him. Escal jumped to his feet and grabbed Malifane by the neck.
What the fuck did you do, boy?
Mal did what he always did when confronted and looked down ashamed. Quintessa shakily rose to her feet and stumbled over, wiping tears from her eyes. We already knew, she choked out. Escal knew the moment he transformed. Why, Malifane? Weren't we enough? Her voice was sad, but a deep anger resided within it.
I couldn't be a failure, all right? I couldn't fail my mother when I promised her I'd save her. I could never live with myself if I had just given up. But it isn't... Oh my god. Wait. You were supposed to have... Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got confused. I'm like, is this my line?
I know.
But it isn't supposed to be like this. You were supposed to have Escal. You were supposed to be able to live happily with him.
Escal pushed him away.
That's where you're wrong, boy. I heard the contract when you made it. You promised her your full soul. I happen to be attached to that.
Malifane's face paled. He never wanted this. He only wanted to help. He never wanted to leave his beloved wife alone. Wasting not a single moment, he wrapped his arms around Quintessa as tears fell from his face.
I'm so sorry, Tessa. I'm an idiot. You can hate me forever. But please, let me have this night. Let all of us have this final night. I love you more than anything.
And the three embraced. The night was messy, passionate, pained. And as dawn rose, Quintessa felt an autumn breeze and found herself alone. Sleepy! Okay, right, listen, now I give my characters a rough time, but I expect them to have a happy end. That's really fucking sad!
Oof.
I was about to say, don't show this to Scott, but Scott's in chat!
Scott's in chat.
Okay, that actually made me tear up a bit sleepy.
Yeah,
That's not
oof.
cool.
I
I mean, it is cool, but it's not cool.
I felt emotion and I don't even know what the fuck is going on.
Oh god. So the speed run, Lady Famar is the reason shit's fucked. Reason why Malifane and Escal are two separate people. Reason why Azalea's fucked. Reason why everything's fucked, basically.
Ah, I see. Fun.
Oh yeah, technically Quintessa would be kind of screwed as well.
Oh wow, it's all fucked. Way to go. Fun.
Yeah.
Oof.
I liked it.
I liked it too. Alright, well...
Final one.
Yeah. Alright, so... last but not least, Calum X submitted some musacs, which we... Or some sort of audio thing, I don't know, which we are going to listen to. I'm gonna pause the lo-fi. So, this was originally for something else, but then I got the bright idea to redo everything I just did, but different. I'd already recreated the song by ear, so doing it a second time wasn't too hard. And then I messed around with multiple instruments until I got something I like. Also, thanks Unirob for helping me with the guide, so recreating it with ear was easier. Alright.
Nice.
3, 2, 1, play.
Aww.
Hey there, fate! The seaweed is always green. It's somebody else's
Hey there, Fate. I got stuff on the Barbie right now.
You did a good job.
Oh, that was adorable.
That was adorable. And I'm so happy. This means we actually just barely got through everything before we hit the 3-hour mark. Amazing.
That was like perfect timing.
God. Does anyone have any questions? Any comments after this fun adventure that Queen and I had to get? Thank you for joining me, Queen. Would you like to play a lesbian with me sometime?
I would absolutely love to.
Oh, delightful. Next time we do a thing together, let's just make lesbians. Like, just straight up, we'll just make lesbians from the start.
Oh, absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
We'll do Alex's Breath of the Wild campaign and be lesbians.
Wait. God, bro, you gave me such a heart attack. Can you read my fic?
Yo, please do me a favor. So this has been the ruminations of Claire Tricks and Pound Sterling. Question: why do you all hate happiness?
I don't hate happiness.
Hey, I was in a happy mood today, and then Sleepy came along and crushed it. Can't wait for Ace to die and Queen playing a lesbian.
Ace dies and Queen plays.
Okay, I do have a backup character who also has pink hair and is probably a lesbian.
I guess if Ace dies, you'll still find another gay relationship. Good news.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you, Anna. I had fun playing your bastard. As I sat down and I got to play a bastard, I kind of had a realization. So I write a lot of bastards, but I actually don't often get the chance to play a lot of bastards, because Murder God's not really a bastard. But I like playing bastards. Give me more bastards to play. I like playing bastards.
Hell yeah. God, sorry, I've been hanging out with my friend a lot, and every time I finish a sentence, he always just goes, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, Bro Dingles has done the anime girl transformation now.
Yeah! Oh my god, bro, that's true. That does put you closer to being Jericho Nova. I don't mind being typecast. I really enjoyed. I super don't mind being typecast as anything. It's fun. I liked getting to play the things I got to play. It was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Honestly, in general,
stories tonight.
Yeah, the stories were fun, and also I don't know. I like being cast as things. I just think it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
No, we did a good job. Alright, thank you everyone for this fun venture. Tomorrow Fallen Empires?
Yes.
Tomorrow Fallen Empires. Tuesday, it's Cursed Throne this week, so I think we don't have no stove.
Uprising might be planning something on
Tuesday. Uprising, Sims Rising may occur, maybe. We'll see. Wednesday is a Darbles stream?
Yes, he has found a game called How Long is Wildermyth.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, so that might be fun.
That Wednesday stream may start a little earlier to compensate for the fact that might be a little long. We'll see how that goes. Thursday is Cursed Throne. Friday.
Thursday is kind of, but not, because Scott's at the beach, so we can't play.
Right.
But we're doing a Hot Spring episode instead.
Ooh, goody.
So come for some naked ladies and shirtless guys.
Oh, fuck yeah. Also, Kristen, will you be Malifem? Sure, I'll be Malifem. Invite me to the Fallen Empires. I don't know anything about this, but I'll be playing Malifem. Let's see here. Friday is Never Going Home, and Sunday is a Jordan Problem. Man, when I say it out loud, I become aware of the fact of, like, just how many streams occur during Camp Streamix. That's a lot of streams. The only the only day that's free is Saturday. Saturday is sacred. Alright, well, thank you everyone for joining us. We will see you guys tomorrow. Oh man, I forgot to tell you guys that about Camp Streamix. It's fine. Team Murder got 1 bit. Oh well. Alright, thanks guys. Love you all. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Probably. Bye.